You should do it soon. Hackers managed to steal names, addresses, and encrypted passwords, but we're told so far no full credit card numbers. We'll have to wait for 5-day-a-week mail delivery. The Postal Service is putting a plan to cut Saturday service in order to keep costs down on hold because Congress won't allow it. Sex and the City inspired a whole lot of us women to sink entire paychecks into a pair of shoes. Now Sarah Jessica Parker, the actress who portrayed Carrie Bradshaw, is going to auction off some of her Manolos for charity. This is ABC News.
Prices are falling fast at Rent-A-Center. It's the Rack Roll Down. We've rolled down prices throughout the store to their lowest levels ever. Shop our new lower prices on your favorite brands. Everyone's pre-approved for 90 days, same as cash, or flexible weekly or monthly payments with no credit needed. Hurry in and save like never before with new lower prices at Rent-A-Center. See store for details. Pre-approval means no credit check or credit required. Rental purchase transaction, 90 days, same as cash, now filed in Vermont.
Ah, the sound of small business, getting busier. Can you tell which one is using AT&T? Truth is, they all are, because businesses of all kinds can find AT&T customizable plans that fit their exact needs. Whether it's broadband, mobility, or nationwide voice, at AT&T, we can help your business get humming.
I need more receipt paper, please.
Call 1-855-877-4288 today and ask about special offers available for new small business packages. AT&T, rethink possible.
We want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
And now it's time for the voice.
Don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
I want you to get up right now.
Go to the window,
Open it.
stick your head out and yell,
Hated man! Top of the world!
The voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English, please.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been anything you wanna be. Oh, I'm the cult of personality.
Hello, welcome to a Wednesday edition of The Voice of Ocala. We're on remote today, downtown, right slap dab in the middle of the square, as we await the festivities to start with the parade and the arrival of the basketball team coaches, the officials from Central Florida, the Patriots, national champions, getting a bit of a parade downtown today. We've got Lois Bruckmiller in the house someplace from CF. We'll get a chance to get her over here and talk to us about what's transpiring. So we're just going to be here and actually be part of the celebration. Tom Schmidt's with me. We're just going to talk about Mayor will be on the air at 4:15. He's there. You can spot him as the best dressed band in Ocala anywhere. And Kid Gwen joins us at 3:15. And then we think Kevin Reed somewhere traveling, and Felicia Corrigan Prather is supposed to be with us today, and we'll find out whether or not she's going to be able to make it down. Felicia is filling in for Kevin. Of course, Felicia is heavily involved in the partnership with the county and the chamber, and we'll get her to tell us what's happening in that world. And I've got something I'm going to bounce off of Felicia and you. I ran across this on the internet today, and I'll tell you more about it later. One of the most ridiculous startup ideas, which eventually became successful. It's quite a list. What it does is it breaks down some of these successful Fortune 500 companies and what they started out as. And boy, if you ever heard the comment, there's no such thing as a bad idea, well, this proves it. We'll give you that list coming up here pretty quick, and in the probably around the 3:30 hour. The mayor will be joining us at 4:15, and at 4 o'clock we got Carl Zalek, county commissioner, who's joining us today. I don't know what all he's got on his agenda to talk about, but I've got something I want to discuss with him. Reading today's story by Bill Thompson in the Ocala Star-Banner, Marion County giving back the money from the program to offset the problems with the housing market. County Commission is considering pulling the plug on this federal program, which is to rescue targeted neighborhoods from a foreclosure-induced blight. The only county in the country, if that happens. It's called the NSP 3 funding. Carl Zalek will be here with us. We'll ask him about it. He, by the way, perhaps wisely, voted never to start it in the first place. Now they're pulling the plug, so I'll tell you about that coming up in just a moment. On the show with us today also, we'll be having some guests talking about the Masters. The Masters is underway right now. At least the par 3 starts at 3 o'clock. But, of course, the first round of play starts tomorrow morning, and it looks like it's going to be a Tiger Fest. We'll tell you all about that, but today we're focusing on the triumphant College of Central Florida Patriots. I started thinking about this. I don't know many national champions that we've had in Marion County, and I've been around here a while, other than, of course, we had the orienteering team from Francis Marion, and a few things like that. But in terms of major championships, in terms of a college athletics program, none. And this is a great feather in the cap of our community, and also the college. And with us right now from the College of Central Florida is Lois Bruckbeller, who is putting up signs and banners, and she's just doing it all out here to get ready for this team. Lois, welcome to the show.
Thank you, buddy. Glad to be here.
Appreciate you inviting us out to do this. And also, tell us what's going to transpire today. As we look at the gazebo, the bunting is up. Looks like a World Series out there, We got the gazebo with, getting well wired up for sound. And what's happening here, what's going to happen today downtown to honor Coach Tim Ryan's team and the program of the school?
Well, we're going to be celebrating this national championship team. We hope that the crowd will start to assemble and be in place by about 5 o'clock or so. At about 5:15, we'll have the Scholarship Patriot dancers performing, and they will be cheering as the championship team pulls in along the backside. They will circle the square, and then they'll pull along the backside of the square here and make a grand entrance right to the right of the gazebo. And we will be honoring them. We will have speeches. We'll have comments by our community leaders. There will be a few surprises.
Really?
There are going to be some additional awards.
Good, hopefully.
Some, of course, and some surprise presentations. So
nice.
We are looking forward to an incredible event. We're hoping that we have a huge crowd to help welcome these young men.
Yeah, come on out. It's free. There's no charge for it, and certainly it's going to be a day to rejoice. And these kind of things, especially important now in the difficult last few years we've had in the economy, the down feeling. Ocala's beginning to rally a little bit here, and Marion County. This is another one of those stimulus things that gives them community pride, which is all part of what Mayor Ken Gwynn and I talk about a lot on the program. He'll join us just after you will, and building ourselves up and being proud of our community.
And we have a lot to be proud of here.
We do. Well, we want to thank you for dropping by. Thank you for all you're doing here, and we'll check back with you, and hopefully we'll be able to we're going to talk to the athletic director, Bob Zielinski, here about 4:30. And if we get real lucky, we might even catch up with the president or the coach here today on the celebration and honoring the Central Florida Patriots, national champions of junior college basketball. Thanks a lot, Lois. I appreciate it. All right, we'll step aside, JJ, and we'll come back, and we'll be joined by the mayor of Ocala, Kent Gwynn, after this timeout on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
This reprise of Ask the Cops is proudly brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, PA, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
Trespassing wild animal. Can I shoot it?
Well, I think it's probably going to depend on what kind of wild animal it is, but, I just hope it's not the neighbor's next-door dog. So let's be careful with that. But, you got coyotes out there, so I have no issues with that, and I think you got to protect yourself.
You don't have that much of an issue, Greg, because you don't have that many animals in the city, but...
Now, every now and then you'll get a bear or something will migrate in the city and end up in a tree somewhere. But, my big thing is before you shoot something, make sure you know what you're shooting.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to due by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Hi, I'm Ernie Sprantz. Join me weekday mornings at 10:50 for Report to Consumers. Consumer news you can use from your hometown station. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
WOCA, News Talk 1370. Good talk, great conversation.
You're listening to WOCA, Ocala.
Phoenix Promotional Solutions, your company supplier of banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Where you give them approved artwork by noon, the next day by 4 p.m., you pick up your banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404. That's 368-2404. Don't forget, they do vehicle wraps also. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404.
Black cow. Mature manure, black cow.
With all the hard work you put into your lawn and garden, it just makes good sense to use the best products you can buy, like Black Cow composted cow manure. Use it with new landscape plants and trees, flower beds, and vegetable gardens, or use it as a top dressing for your lawn. Black Cow is organic, all natural. Look for the bright yellow and black bag.
Black cow, the mature manure, black cow.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. Partly sunny and warm today with a shower or thunderstorm in the area this afternoon and this evening. The high 80 on the coast to 86 inland. Then partly cloudy and warm overnight with a shower or thunderstorm near the coast later tonight, those 66 to 70. Tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy and warm with a couple of afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms in the area. The high 80 on the coast to 86 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, this is Joe, and I'm your host for the new show, Damage Control, every Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m., brought to you by Damage Control Services. We're going to be discussing floods, fires, storm and tree damage, sinkholes, mold, and many other disasters that you need to know about, how to prevent and prepare for them, as well as what to do when it happens and what to expect after it happens. This is Damage Control, Tuesdays at 10:30, right here on The Source.
Hi, welcome back to the program on a beautiful, I say beautiful, it's warm, but it's also just a little nice breeze. Wednesday afternoon, April 10th. A good day for Ocala, a good day for our county and our counties because it's Levy and Marion and Citrus all joining together to celebrate the occasion of the Central Florida Patriots having a quote-unquote homecoming, as the paper called it. And today, the team and the coach, the president will all be downtown on the square, and Mr. Downtown himself, the mayor of Ocala, who's been with us on various venues for downtown over the past couple of years. Kent Quinn joins us now. I was even before you were mayor, right? You were doing the radio with us, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, Kent. Sure. I know you got a busy schedule. You got a contingent of people here in sort of aquamarine shirts going on, and a huge bus pulled up. And what's that all about?
Yeah, that's Lauren's Walk. There's a lady doing a walk. This is her 4th year she's done it. It's to raise awareness for sexual abuse, and she's raised, quite a bit of money. I asked her how much you're planning on raising this year. She said, I don't know yet, but she said hopefully a lot. So she's traveling from Tallahassee to Key West, and as she goes on her way, she partners with a lot of local folks in the communities that she travels through. So So hopefully that'll be good for her. I've got to be out there at 3:45 to say a few words there.
We'll get you out of here in a minute to get back here, but let's just drill down to the things going on here. You've been extremely busy with a variety of topics, including we talked about the Yankee situation.
Sure.
You've got the homeless. I forgot the name of the
Open Arms Village now.
Yeah, Open Arms Village thing going on now. You've got the Central Florida thing, which you helped put together, the parade for these people.
Right.
And now we've got our Marion Theater situation coming up with a movie that's highly significant for all young people today, particularly those of color.
Absolutely.
And I think it needs to be said, this is a historically and sociologically important movie right now because, you know this. You've been around education a long time. Today, a lot of people think of movies as being the only historical reference they have.
Right.
And this is a historical reference, even though it may be a Hollywood version. 42 with Jackie Robinson. I know we're getting together to bring a group down. We've raised some money to bring the kids. Tell me about how that's working and what you expect out of it.
Yeah, that's been awesome. We thought, I saw the trailer of the movie and I thought, wow, what a great movie. But then I thought, probably most of the kids have no idea who Jackie Robinson is, number one. But they really have no idea what was going on during that period of time. I mean, I'm 58 years old. I was born in 54. I really didn't.
You missed out on Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, I missed it. But I think it's important for those kids to see what was going on during that period of time and how far we've come, and probably have a further to go. But to see that history of what was going on there in that period of time, how people were treated and not accepted, and just all of that. And I think one of the things you and I were talking about a while ago, I think we're going to get together after the movie, maybe the next week or whenever we can schedule it, because the movie will be on for a while, but just kind of have a community conversation about that period of time and have those kids get some answers to some questions that I'm sure they're going to have after watching that movie from some leaders in the black community that lived it, that were here during that time, and share their thoughts and let those kids, ask them questions. I know I talked to Eugene Poole today, and he was getting out of the hospital on Friday, and so we're going to try to work him into that. Mary Sue Reg, Whitfield Jenkins. I haven't called Whitfield yet, but I need to call him.
Whitfield, call the mayor, trying to get a hold of you. Whitfield
Jenkins. Yeah, call me, Whitfield. So just a lot of people in the community like that, just to bring some awareness to that subject. So
as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I got to get my history correct, the date exactly that it happened when he broke the color line. But you got to remember, he was pre-Martin Luther King.
Oh yeah.
So you start thinking about what Martin Luther King went through.
He was born in 1913.
Yeah, and remember that Jackie Robinson, before this whole situation came about with equality, or even begun to think about it, Jackie Robinson was playing in an all-white league, and he was having to knock down barriers and being abused everywhere he went, and it was racially charged, and he was told by his Branch Rickey, do not give in to the violence, whatever you do. So in his own way, he was a Martin Luther King of sports, which transcends sports, because he really laid the groundwork for Martin Luther King.
Oh, absolutely. I think when I was reading in some of the history, in 45 was when he was playing in the Negro League, and then in 55 was when he started.
Yeah, we've got the information. Tom, do a quick check on Jackie Robinson's file. And then we were reading the information about him just a couple of days ago, about how far advanced he was to the march in Alabama and Selma of Martin Luther King in Turkey. Yeah, so he was predating Martin Luther King quite a bit, and he was laying groundwork for the civil rights movement before Martin Luther King. So if they celebrate Martin Luther King, or if we all celebrate Martin Luther King, then certainly we should celebrate Jackie Robinson. And I had the good fortune, I said this, to actually meet Jackie Robinson.
Really?
Never saw him play in a game except a little bit on TV. Not much there. But I met him later years, 1971 in New York. By that time, he was already real gray-haired, blinding in one eye, had diabetes, but still fiery, strong, passionate. And I had a chance to I don't say I know him. I just
met him. An interview with him?
No, I listened to him in a speech in New York City. Downtown, he was a sport magazine brought him in. And he gave a luncheon, and there he gave a luncheon, and he spoke at it. And I got a chance to actually see him, meet him, and hear him talk. So he touched my life a little bit. And I didn't quite grasped it then. I was beginning to just sort of have an awareness.
Right.
Now, of course, I realize I was in the presence of greatness at that time.
Let me turn me up.
Yeah,
so you can actually hear me. When you can actually run the mic.
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson broke into the major leagues on Tax Day, 1947.
47.
April 15th, 1947. Started at first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Okay, I don't know where I got 55 from, but okay, 47.
Okay. Gee, I thought it was later than that too.
Yeah.
You sure didn't break into baseball then?
He started at first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers, April 15th, 1947.
I question that date. Anyway, but we'll check it again. I think that's too.
Robinson broke the baseball color line when the Brooklyn Dodgers started him at first base, April 15th, 1947.
Yeah,
I know it was 47.
Okay, all right. Well, I could be wrong, but I know that. I mean, I would. Of course, I was not very aware back in those.
He won the Most Valuable Player award in 49 and won Rookie of the Year in 47.
Yeah, okay. I had to go back. I didn't realize it was that far ahead.
And he was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
I thought it was early 50s, but anyway, that's.
He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 62.
Yeah, so when I saw him, it was 10 years after that. So anyway, it's way ahead of Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's going to be a good thing to have the young people there, and I commend you for putting that together. I know you're in a hurry to get out of here and do other stuff, and appreciate you dropping in.
Sure.
And I know you always like to have pride in the city and the things that we do. This is a significant day for us to be able to applaud an accomplishment like this. A national championship is not something that just falls off the back of a turnip truck.
Of course not. And I did get in touch with the governor. I spoke to his staff. He sends his congratulations. He's going to be sending letters to all the players and coaches for congratulating them. Actually, the governor and his wife started their college careers off in junior college.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good
so he should, of all people, should be appreciative
Absolutely.
of what these kids have done.
This is one for all the JUCO people out there.
Absolutely.
All right, Mayor Gwen, thanks for coming by. I appreciate that. All right, stand by. We've got Felicia in the house. She found her way down here, and she's going to set us straight on a few things. She's filling in today for Kevin, and I'm sure she will have a few things to say as she always does.
You and the timeout. You and the mayor, actually, real quick, may have gotten a little confused. His last major league appearance was 1956. The last time he played in the Major League, Jackie Robinson, was October of 56.
Yeah, I thought it was later than that. I lost all track of time. Well, thank you. You're the historian. You would know that. We'll take a break. Come back. Felicia's here. We'll talk to her next right here on the Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now. From Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half-mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA The Source.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're ocalaforsale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to ocalaforsale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Phoenix Promotional Solutions, your company supplier of banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Where you give them approved artwork by noon, the next day by 4 p.m., you pick up your banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404. That's 368-2404. Don't forget, they do vehicle wraps also. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404.
Hi, I'm Russ with Climate Control Mechanical Services, and I want to invite you to tune in every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. to listen for tips and answers to the many questions you may have about your air conditioning and heating for your home or business. The Climate Control Show, every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. right here on WOCA, 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Hi, welcome back to downtown Ocala on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Sun is bright, sky is blue, light breeze coming in from that would be the south, and we're anticipating an arrival here in an hour or two of the contingent from College of Central Florida. If you're passing down by the square, you'll see the buntings are on. The gazebo is being set. The microphones are up, ready to honor the Central Florida Patriots for their national championship of junior college basketball. Coach Tim Ryan will be here. President Jim Henningsen will be here. Lois Bruckmiller's already out there somewhere doing all kinds of stuff. And we're just anticipating all these festivities here soon. We'll tell you about that more a little bit later on. Right now, it's our pleasure to welcome somebody to the program who basically, Tom, Wally pipped Kevin Reed. And I don't know what that is. And we're much better for it. Yeah, Wally pipped, that means that Wally Pipp was the guy who took a day off, and the guy named Lou Gehrig stepped in and set a record for most consecutive games played. That's what happens. It could happen to Kevin Reed, because with us now is Felicia Corrigan-Prater joins us again this weekend. Good to have you.
Hi, buddy. Thank you. I love how you always say my middle name, maiden name. That's
is it
fun.
Correct?
It's correct.
Okay.
I love it.
Very good. And you haven't seen Blue Bloods yet, but you've got to start going in on demand. You have to see the story of Irish Cops in New York, which is fabulous. Great show. It's a great show. So now, you're here. You've been out cavorting in the neighborhoods around here recently, just this afternoon, awarding some folks awards from Lowe's. We'll talk about that in a minute. I've got a list of businesses for you I'm going to tell you about that started out as what considered to be kind of feeble ideas, but turned out to be successful Fortune 500 companies, proving that there's no such thing as a bad idea, sometimes bad execution, but ideas are all good.
Isn't that sort of like no such thing as bad publicity? Same thing?
Well, you know, the smart publicists in New York City always said this. I didn't understand it when I was younger, but I understand it now. See, anything you want to say about me, just spell my name right.
That's right, and use my maiden name, like you do, right, Betty?
Hope that's okay with you.
I love it.
Well, first of all, why don't we start back with you, because, you you've got an interesting job. You're doing a lot in our community. For people who don't know what your job is, what you do in your job, tell them about yourself so we can get this word out about who Felicia Corrigan Prather is.
Well, first of all, I have to say I'm very fortunate because I love my job. And you know, the old adage is if you find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life. So we work a lot of hours because we are very, very busy, which is a good thing, but we love it, and I love what I do. So the Chamber and Economic Partnership, of course, is the result of the merger between the Chamber of Commerce and the Economic Development
You've
Corporation.
got one foot in each, right?
We are one entity now. So we are 100% Economic Development, 100% Chamber of Commerce, but 100% mainly just for our community and to help promote our community. And it is, can I say, a Chamber of Commerce weather kind of day today.
Isn't it, though?
It's gorgeous.
Come on down.
It is. So my job and all of our jobs is to help our small, medium, and large businesses work in synergy with each other, make those connections, because everybody does need, you know, our small businesses need our large businesses and vice versa. We want them to patronize our restaurants, but we want to, you know, shop at their stores too. So we make sure that everyone is receiving a return on their investment, and it's not just a membership. We consider all of our partners with us, not members, because we want to work with them together so that we can continue to make this a prosperous community. And I think we are on the fast track for that.
Well, I'm hearing all these reports, and I'm reading things in the paper and talking to people, and you get conflicting stories and feelings about what's happening. On one hand, some things are not moving fast enough. On the other hand, things are moving really fast. For instance, and we'll talk to Carl Zellick, County Commissioner, about this story today, and you don't have to necessarily comment on this, but here's a story about how Marion County will become apparently the very first county in America to return federal funding for a bailout program for foreclosures. They couldn't spend the money. They're giving it back. Now, the reason being that apparently there's been a rebound in the housing market.
Correct.
Now, I don't know about you. I mean, I every now and then go on Zillow and see the price of my home just for the heck of it, and I don't see that reflected in my home prices.
Well, we got a little spoiled there.
Correct.
Florida was...
Oh, no, tell me about it. Yeah, I've been through that.
Bubble.
I've been through that. I went through all from 2006 on with a proud owner of 4 homes at that time. So that's a story. That's a subject for another day.
Well, you're still probably a lot better off than most people.
No, not really. I would be better off if I owned one. But nonetheless, the bottom line is that it's coming back.
It is coming back.
And there's a significant sign there. There's no question that proves it, because even the homes they were buying and purchasing for interfaith and organizations like that, now they can't buy them because their prices have gone up. So there's good and there's bad. It's like inflation. Inflation is bad unless you're really on a fixed income, or you're a senior retired and you want your CD to get 8%, and you're only getting 0.5%.
8%. Wow,
well,
that'd be awesome.
I'm just saying that back in the day there was a time, but the inflation was also 13. So there you go. But if you're a senior and you're living off of a fixed income and an IRA or something, you know, it's not so good for you.
Well, you know, it's funny because people say that it's not moving fast enough, it's not coming back, things aren't this, things are never going to go back to this. And I'm going to tell you, I learned that the hard way. Not so bad for me personally, but before I found this amazing job at the CEP, I was doing mortgages. I was a mortgage lender with a bank.
I'll tell you about it.
Right. So I was writing loans and doing, you know, those 5.5% and 6% interest rates, which at the time then, before the boom, were unheard of. People couldn't believe it. So as they started going up a little bit and people were coming in to do mortgages, and they would mention the 5% and the 5.5%, and I said, man, I'm sorry, those days are gone. You are never going to see 5.5% again. Guess what? Now look at us several years later. We're in the 3s and 4s.
But it took a little regurgitation for that to happen. A lot of pain went with it. But
never say never.
It comes back on the other side. This is what we're hoping we're in, or hoping in the middle of a rebirth. Now, this is kind of a fun thing we're going to do, since you deal in ideas. And before we go to break, I'm going to give you, I got this list of venture capitalists, if they were pitched these ideas today, what they would sound like. And let's see if you can. Here's one that says, the world needs yet another MySpace or Friendster, except several years later. We'll open it up to a few thousand overworked, antisocial Ivy Leaguers. Everyone else will then join Harvard students because they think it's so cool. That would be Facebook. Okay? Didn't sound so cool then, right? And it goes through this particular list of things. Here's one, Amazon. Okay? I'll take that up front, what it says. Amazon says, we'll sell books online, even though users are still scared to use credit cards on the web.
Oh, my.
How'd that work out, right?
How'd that work out? Now they have a lot more than books.
Exactly. So you're going down to a variety of things. Here's one. It's a listing. It says it will be ugly, it will be free, except for the hookers. That's what the tagline. That would be what list? Craigslist.
Craigslist. Oh,
Okay.
see, I'm not familiar with Craigslist.
I don't use it, but I just know it's a popular item.
Right.
But you're getting the drift of this, you know. There's Virgin Airlines, which, of course, is totally different. Here's one. We're building the world's 20th search engine at a time when most of the others have been abandoned as being commoditized money losers. We'll strip out all the ad-supported news and portal features so you won't be able to just be distracted from using the free search stuff.
Google.
There you go. How'd that work out,
My
right?
favorite, yeah.
So there you go. These are the ideas that I could go on with in Instagram and LinkedIn, and these are all ideas that you think at the time, crazy. That can't possibly work.
Well, you know, our business incubator, our power plant, and Kevin is normally here to talk about the power plant.
Right.
One of the, and so you're familiar with business incubators. Are you familiar with Orange Blossom Beer?
I'm not, but I have a feeling it has something to do with Florida.
It does. It was actually a product of one of the Orlando business incubators. And the guy just brewed beer in his garage and had his own little microbrewery and became part of UCF's business incubator system. And now he is selling Orange Blossom beer all over. All over. It's
And
very
it's-
popular. Have you had it?
Just to let you know, pretty good beer. Where you been?
know.
You would know, I'm sure. Back in the days you used to drink beer, although I think I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But I have I've drank quite a few Orange Blossom beers before. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's business incubator.
There you go.
That story. So there you go.
So it's all around us, and there are people with good ideas, and I'm impressed by the youth and all the things they come up with, especially in technology. I mean, 14 to 15-year-old kids are geniuses. I read the other day about a kid who's 15 is a multimillionaire already. You know, and it's just the opportunities exist, and they're really smart people that want to take advantage of these. So let's talk. Excuse me. Go ahead.
The trend is to do everything online. You know, 97% of consumer research is done online before buying goods or services. So you have to be tech savvy just to keep up with the 97% of the population.
Right. Let's talk about your job. Tell us your title again. Tell us what your day is like. What's a typical day for you? And what is your role in helping shape this community's business sector and helping the chamber and the whole county and city enjoy this rebirth?
My title, I work as the Director of Investor Relations. So what that means is I take our investors, our partners, and I try to address their concerns, come up with ideas for them. A lot of people are very smart in what they do, and they just don't know the next step to go take that business to the next level. We have over 1,300 partners that are with us. So my daily activity, if you can imagine, if just 10% of those people have questions, that's a lot of phone calls and emails. We get a lot of people walking in to the CEP looking for information that they want to relocate here. We send out about 40 to 50 relocation packets every month to those people looking to relocate here. And now we're really excited about the new Sites and Buildings comprehensive database that's getting ready to come out onto our website by the next 4 or 5 weeks. That is going to help put us on the national map for those site selectors and businesses looking to relocate here in Ocala and Marion County. So we're excited about it, and but we don't want to lose the concept of we want to help those who've helped us. So our small and medium-sized business owners, it's just as important for us to help them grow in any way possible. And I tell people this all the time when they join, even if it's not under the umbrella and listed in the bullet points of your benefit, give us a call, because even though we may not be able to do it for you, we can at least lead you in the right direction or make that connection for you and kind of help them get a foot in the door with a little warm introduction instead of just cold calling.
So now these calls coming in cold, are there calls for people already in the business? Are they people from out of state, or all of the above?
All of the above, buddy.
Give me an example. We need to play a hello, ring, ring. Who is this?
Do you want a realistic example?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, we've had everything from, can you give me the name of that cabinet company in Gainesville? Excuse me? So I think that we field 411 calls a lot of times. But the good thing about that, what that says to us, even though, and we'll look it up on Google, of course, for them, but what says that says to us is that the CEP, the Chamber and Economic Partnership, is a trusted resource. So people will come to us first, even for questions that are really for the Better Business Bureau, because they value our opinion and what we think of another business. So we take that as a compliment when they call us, even though it's probably not what they should be calling us.
That bothers me a little bit for what you said, because one of the things I'm fighting for is a separation from Gainesville. I think we we've stretched that, and I'm guilty of it because 17 years ago I was in the sports talk radio business, and I tried to combine the markets. That's how radio is measured, Gainesville, Ocala. Subsequently, we've become the stepchild of Gainesville. In my opinion, we've got to break that and let people know we are on our own. We don't need Gainesville. We've got plenty of resources here. We've got people. We have it all here. We don't have University of Florida. We've got colleges of Central Florida and many other educational facilities here. So I'm in the favor of let's make it clear delineation. We are not Gainesville or Ocala.
Well, that's true. And as a Seminole, I can't believe I'm actually going to sit here and disagree with that a little bit because I'm not a Gator. But we do need Gainesville. Gainesville is just a different economic community than Ocala, Marion County. We are much more business-centric. Up there, it's a college town. So things are it's comparing apples to oranges as far as the economic initiatives and the business climate from us to them. But we do have a lot of partners that are in Alachua County and Gainesville that are partners with this CEP, and that's because just because their address might be a Gainesville address, they still want to partner with Ocala, Marion County businesses. So we definitely encourage that partnership. In fact, one of our initiatives right now is just to get outside of the Ocala city limits. We're doing an outreach in Denellen. We are wanting to go down and meet our business owners in Bellevue. We just did a ribbon cutting. Actually, I take that back, a groundbreaking for Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill.
Yeah,
you heard about that
Randy
one?
Quinch's.
Randy Quinch's,
I spoke with him over the weekend. I've seen the place. It's going to be terrific.
It is beautiful, and the concrete foundation is already up. Gary Giberson did a wonderful announcement, and we did a groundbreaking ceremony for that. So,
what a skiers. I heard about the ski show.
The world, including Tom Ingram, who was on the base of the skiers. So that is, really on the southeast part of Marion County. So there's the Lake Weir Chamber of Commerce. So we want to partner with all of those and do outreaches, not just in Ocala, Marion County. So we need Gainesville. We definitely need Gainesville.
Well, I think Gainesville needs us too, by the way.
They absolutely do.
I think we have a lot of things to offer they don't.
Very much
so. That's why
so.
some of the coaches have in the past lived in Marion County or own horse farms here and what have you.
I agree.
So anyway, my point is only we have a strong identity. We certainly want to partner with everybody. Leesburg and Chiefland and Lake
We still
City
want the Seminoles.
But the bottom line,
that's okay.
I have a bad stat for you. I'm not going to lie later on. I'm going to use it later on the sports.
I know.
It's about how many times you've lost to the Gators in Tallahassee this year in a variety of sports. So I won't embarrass you with that stat right here.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
But you're pretty happy about your basketball team, as Kevin Shealy is too.
Well, now that's a different story. So,
I don't know how you get to be a fan of 4 different teams.
Oh, I've heard of all this before. You can't be a fan of this and a fan of that. But growing up in Louisville, Kentucky, we bleed basketball, and so I'm a Kentucky Wildcats fan. Of course, I'm a Louisville fan second. But moving down here, it's football country, so I have to learn football and switch gears. And my daughter graduated from FSU, so there did my money, and so there goes my allegiance.
Man, you got all kind of enemies.
I know. My son is actually a student at CF, so I'm really proud of the Patriots.
Got that covered?
You got that covered, so everything's
You basically are a front runner. You like anybody who wins, you're jumping on that bandwagon.
No bandwagon, buddy. No, I'm just scared of the love. It's what we do.
I think it's the Tom James effect.
Whoever's
winning, we're going to jump on. Tom James is a Louisville fan, so there you go. Yes.
But I got to hear
you. Not from there, though.
So bandwagon or not, or multi-sharing, whatever, I got to give a little bit of selfish credit here because, we did have a basketball pool. Kevin Shealy comes down from Louisville and, was really educating us as the tournament began, and we all filled out brackets.
Yeah,
no money was involved. May I make that disclaimer?
Yeah.
Betting lunch.
Yes.
So guess who won that basketball bracket?
Wasn't you, was it?
Ha, it was definitely me.
Well, she wasn't in our bracket. We got clobbered, so.
I beat the boys. There you go.
How about that? Good for you. Felicia Corrigan Prather's, I guess, a couple minutes to go here before we get her back to her next assignment. You just did something this afternoon in association with Lowe's, who they're endeavoring to build pride in people's lawns and their houses. Talk about that.
That's funny. So here you go, your daily duties. This was never under my list of job responsibilities. But we do it all, and this is how we want to make our partners happy. Nate Mayberry, who's the store manager on the East Silver Springs Boulevard Lowe's store, came to us a couple of months ago and had this suggestion that he's used in other communities. So when we say we want to make this a prosperous community, we don't just mean with business. We mean the whole package, a great place to live and work. So one of the initiatives is Keep Marion County Beautiful. So each month, Lowe's will award a winner in each of the 4 quadrants for beautifying our community. So a Yard of the Month winner. So I went out with Nate today of the nominees and the judging committee, and we awarded those winners with their signage in their yard so they can proudly display it for a month saying award winner for Keep Marion County Beautiful, and they get a $25 gift card to one of our CE partners can provide a gift card. So it's great recognition for that partner who is donating that $25. It's great recognition for people's hard work, and it's just a lot of fun. So definitely out of the scope of your typical CEP.
Yes.
Well, but hey.
Well, I'm not a yard person. I mean, basically, I'm like, okay, here's the check. Get the yard taken care of. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe they did.
I'm just not good at this. But I have known people, had good friends who measured their grass weekly.
Oh, no.
And who took their riding mowers and thought they'd been on a cruise in someplace in the Mediterranean. They got on their rower.
Oh, my.
It's like, this is the greatest thing ever. And people who just love it. I didn't get that gene. I missed that one. But good for the people who did it, however they did it.
Well, we appreciate it.
Of course.
Sure, it's pretty.
Exactly. Keep Ocala beautiful. So, all right, well, it's good to have you on the show. Thank you for coming in and filling in for Kevin. I guess he's done now on the radio. He'll be with us every week from now on. You've just taken his show over. And
yes, I have to take a little bit of blame for that when I've tried to keep him busy scheduling appointments, meeting with our business leaders here in the community.
Keep him busy.
He's new to Florida.
So keep him busy, and you come on and do the show, and we'll let him know when he can come in and co-host with you.
That's right. We'll set a schedule for him.
There you go. Keep up the good work, Felicia.
Thanks, buddy.
Alicia Corrigan Prather. We will take a break. We'll come back, wrap up hour one. We've got Carl Zeller, County Commissioner, coming in next hour. At 4:30, we've got the Athletic Director from CF, Bob Zielinski, and we'll talk more about the celebration coming up downtown on the square. If you haven't heard about it, come on down at 5 o'clock. Salute the Patriots and national champions. I see Lois Bruckmiller over there already. She's recruiting people, and she's working hard. She's the one in the red coat. You'll know her. So, all right, we'll take a break. We'll return to the Voice of Ocala after this timeout on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The source.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of Kinetic Motion Fitness here in Ocala, Florida. A lot of you have experienced our great classes in personal and small group training, but did you know we now offer dynamic workouts on DVD? These high-quality, locally produced, effective DVD workouts can go where you go. Going on vacation? No problem. We can go with you. Friends and relatives out of town who are jealous that you get to come to KMF? No problem. We ship anywhere in the United States for free. Our great lineup of 4 DVDs includes Kinetic Achieve, Kinetic Couples, Kinetic Core, and Kinetic Campus. 4 great workouts for the entire family on DVD. Sound interesting? Check them out on our website at kmfocala.com. While you're there, check out our class schedule and come see us. We're only 5 minutes from downtown across from the Skylark Plaza. Visit kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. KMF will get you results at our studio or at home with one of our DVDs. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are. Visit kmfocala.com for more information.
Bank approval. Vehicle purchase process fixed rate allowance.
So, whoosh! That's the sound of my broom working overtime, because this month I'm sweeping the streets of Ocala to rid the city of old clunkers so you can drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. Right now, I'll give you a lot more over your appraised value for your old car. Even if you're still making payments, even the worst clunkers qualify, and nice cars too. So trade up to a clean car today.
Plus, my sweeping is keeping the bankers from sleeping, because my For the People credit approval process gives my banks and lenders more opportunity to help good people like you.
So wave goodbye to that old car you're stuck in and say hello to a bright and shiny, nicer, newer car today. Get a lot more over appraised value for your old car.
Even if you're still making payments, trade up to clean up today.
Hurry, once I get rid of 57 cars, this auto makeover is over. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me at Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige!
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Dr. Scott Britz Cunningham, a staff radiologist at the Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, coming out to speak to us about his book, Code White.
John C. Machito is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's fastest talker.
And then from NBC Sports, Babe Winkleman will be with us. He was inducted into the Sports Legends Hall of Fame. He's going to talk about his career and outdoor sports.
Open for debate, where both sides of one topic will be debated.
And then Hank Whittier will be on the air with us, bringing us veterans news as he does every Thursday. Thursday.
Betty Jean O'Neill, practitioner of Christian Science Healing, prayer that heals, protects, and restores.
And then the guys from Climate Control Mechanical Services will be on the air answering our questions about the air that we breathe.
Simon Mayo is one of Britain's best-loved and well-known radio presenters. He'll be on the air speaking about his new book, Itch.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
In Clark, we trust.
Hi, this is Clark Howard. Join me every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA 1370, The Source.
Hi, I'm Fran Tarkenton, former NFL quarterback and member of the Hall of Fame. I know the importance of a game plan. A plan is the key to your success as well. Join me on Common Sense Retirement Planning Sunday at 10 a.m. on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM The Source. And call us at 855-770-7926 for a free consultation with my financial professional in your area. See you on the radio 10 a.m. Sunday here on WOCA.
Hello? Can you hear me? Because if you can, then so can your customers. Radio works. Call today to advertise your business right here on WOCA 1370, The Source.
The heart of the county. We're WOCA, News Talk 1370.
Hi, welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Today, downtown on the square, anticipation of the ceremony honoring, excuse me, the Central Florida Patriots National Champions of Junior College Basketball. Starts by 5. We'll be a part of it going down, and the chairs are set up, the buntings are hung, and Coach Tim Ryan will be here. President Jim Henningsen will be here. Athletic Bob Zielinski will be here. We'll talk to Bob at 4:30, excuse me, and then we'll see what the day brings. We're basically here to help them celebrate. It may be a busy day for them, and we understand if Coach Ryan can't make it over this time, we'll catch him on the flip. He's been with us a lot. And, exactly. This is his day to be honored and saluted for the work, for the job well done. So, for sure. But, buddy, I know you got something to follow up, but the Joel Osteen story too yesterday, did you see the follow-up on that? No, let's talk and tell people what it was, though. It was the first Joel Osteen had a character assassination. Right. He had a fake website put up. Well, now a man from Minneapolis, Minnesota said he claims that he did it. He's got receipts for the website domain name he bought, and said he did it because Joel Osteen is unapproachable and he wanted to set up a dialogue with him, so that's why he did it. Well, basically what he did was he put a fake website, put up false stories where he said he didn't believe Christ was the answer. Right. And then he was no longer a Christian. Right. And then and the Bible really was inconsistent. And of course, everybody knows Joel Osteen knows that's not going to happen. And so, what's the follow-up? That's it. Well, he says that he went on. His name is Tribble. His name is Justin Tribble. He says he's a big fan of Osteen, but he thinks that his messages are too shallow, and so he created a website to get Osteen's attention so he could start a dialogue with him. And people have said there's no crimes committed, although he could face civil charges. So if I want to get JJ's attention, he's not listening to me. I just crack you in the kneecaps with a baseball bat, and I'll get his attention. Is that all right? That may be a criminal act. That may be a criminal act. All right. So anyway, yeah. Also, I've got the update on some sequestration things that are happening. I don't know if you read or not, but apparently the assistant chef at the White House has been victimized by sequestration. Right. Oh, no. Not that we're upset about that terribly. But here's one that's kind of disturbing. Apparently, Navy officials have canceled the rest of the Blue Angels 2013 season. Yep. Because of sequestration. So, no more air shows for the Blue Angels or the Thunderbirds. The Air Force is version. And I guess when it gets down to it, if that's what we want to do, fine. That's what. But a lot of things are going to have to be reevaluated, and certainly one of them is our budget. That's for sure. But I think people are trying to make points with this. I still noticed during the sequester, the representatives and senators hadn't said anything about taking a pay cut themselves. You know, to his credit, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, Obama took a pay cut. He took a pay cut. So that's the senators and congressmen aren't doing that. No, they won't be doing that for sure. So one other note: the thing about Saturday mail as we wrap up this hour. Apparently, that's not dead yet. Today, the U.S. Postal Service is back down on its plan to eliminate Saturday mail. And Congress is fighting to keep it. So there now is some possibilities that we will not lose our Saturday mail. It's odd to say, but in sequestration, you think that'd be one of the first things.
Well, I'm going to get better sleep now, knowing my mail will be there.
There you go. You got that check coming. All right, we'll take a break. Come back for hour 2 right here on the program. Stay tuned to
1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Carl Santa Claus is next right here on the program.
Live on WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies, Gifts, and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies, Awards, and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies, Awards, and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's ocalaforsale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. Ocalaforsale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to ocalaforsale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, loss proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
If you need to come up with solutions or creative ideas, give yourself 90 minutes to nap, a full 90 minutes. Get on LinkedIn. 89% of companies have now used this to find new hires. The number of people who suffer from anxiety disorder has jumped 1,200% recently, and it can even occur in children.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
This is Don with ABC Fredericks Appliance. Here's my daughter, Lena.
And hey everybody, it's Lena. You need to come down to ABC Fredericks Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue, where you are treated right with the right products like Whirlpool, Maytag, Crosley, and Speed Queen. These are the new ones. Don't forget, we also carry used appliances that we warranty. ABC Fredericks Appliance does repairs too. Call us at 629-5181. ABC Fredericks Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue. It's at 629-5181.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
News Now. I'm Daria Albinger. Michelle Obama says too many kids and teenagers are consumed with watching their backs instead of having access to sports programs or computer labs. The First Lady spoke at her hometown of Chicago today in support of programs to help at-risk youth. Saturday mail delivery isn't going away for now. The U.S. Postal Service is putting plans to go to 5-day-a-week delivery on hold because Congress won't allow it. The Postal Service said in February it planned to cut back in August to 5-day-a-week delivery for everything except packages as a way to hold down costs. Ever asked a coworker just how much they make? Don't. A survey by online job forum Monster found most people don't like to discuss salary, not to mention vacation, sick time, or bonuses with colleagues. Your iPhone can read fingerprints, scan irises, and is capable of facial recognition. Yeah, there's an app for that. Don't get too excited or nervous, though. Only the government has access to it now. This is ABC News.
Hi, Tom Bodette. It's never been easier to book a clean, comfortable room at Motel 6. You can book online at motel6.com, use our cool new app on your tablet or smartphone, or call 1-800-4-MOTEL-6 on your dumb phone. Sadly, you can't book by pigeon or Morse code, so if you want the lowest price of any national chain by telegraph, I guess you're just ... I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Oh, man, what is that smell?
Oh, I just opened the lettuce crisper.
We have a lettuce crisper? Everything gets old, even your shocks. So make sure you change your worn shocks at 50,000 miles.
What are you doing? Put the top back on! Put the top back on! I think it's moving.
Actual mileage may vary depending on driver ability, vehicle type, and the type of driving and road conditions. Purchase qualifying Monroe shocks or struts between now and April 30th and get a prepaid card worth up to $120 by mail-in offer. Restrictions apply. Learn more at Monroe.com.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry. We didn't leave you.
He's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah! You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Hey, welcome back to the program, Voice of Ocala. We're with you from downtown Ocala on the Square, where in about an hour or so, the contingent from CF will begin trickling in as we celebrate the national championship of the College of Central Florida Patriots, won recently in Hutchinson, Kansas. Coach Tim Ryan, the athletic director Bob Zielinski, President Jim Henningsen will all be here. The buntings are hung on the gazebo. We've got the chairs up, ready to go. So come on down and help celebrate this national championship. What a great accomplishment by this bunch of youngsters from CF and Coach Ryan. Meanwhile, as our special guest, we've got Carl Zalak, County Commissioner from District 4. He joins us on the program. Coming up at 5 o'clock, Woody Page will be here. We'll talk with him about the Masters. And with this, I'll bring in our friend Carl Zalak, who joins us on a beautiful afternoon in downtown Ocala. Hi, Carl.
Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? You're right. This is just an incredible day. I get to celebrate the homecoming of CF, and well, wow, they have done a terrific job, haven't they?
They sure have. And if I had my way, I would like to see more Ocala and Marion County people, and Levy and Citrus, because it's their school too,
right.
Get behind this program, because many good things are happening, not the least of which was a national championship. But even before that happened, we have been having dialogue and conversation with President Henderson and Athletic Director Zelensky about getting the state tournament moved from Northwest Florida to Ocala. It's in the works, and we think it's going to happen. And next year, the state junior college tournament will possibly be right here on the campus at Central Florida, and they'll be able to unfurl that national championship banner. Wow. What a terrific opportunity that's going to be for the whole college.
How exciting!
It's very exciting.
It'd be great to be able to watch this team in action at that kind of level, and for our community to get to see that kind of competition right here in Ocala. That'd be fantastic.
Absolutely, it's a great point. And Coach Ryan's going to have 5 or 6 players at least are going to go on and play at the next level in college basketball. And you watch them, you'll be able to follow some of them around the country, because he's done a terrific job of coaching out there with these players. And Tom will back me up on this, is that we are so lucky to have a guy like this who's been extremely successful at every level. And now he's 53 years old. He wants to settle in and stay in our community. I'm sure there are people knocking on his door right now, because opportunities are there for him. And whatever's best for his family, we understand that. But if we're lucky enough, we'll keep him here, and that's the kind of person you want who wants to be here.
Yeah, when you got that kind of horsepower, especially with the president's new vision, just continuing to step up Central Florida, it's really great to see and exciting to be part of, serving in that capacity. So,
well, I know that you've been in a few functions where Jim Henningsen has talked. He's an impressive guy. He's very persuasive. And he does have a vision, doesn't he?
He does, and that's what our community continues to need. I mean, we're on the precipice of great things coming forward, and it's exciting to see Marion County, Ocala, our municipalities all moving in the right direction with a vision and a united front to attract businesses and bring jobs to our community, as well as making sure that our kids get an incredible education and even get to play at the level of sports that we're offering at CF. I'm so excited, and so excited to have my kids have those opportunities.
Governor Rick Scott challenged the colleges recently to put up, to find a way to give an education for $10,000.
That's right.
And President Henderson responded immediately to that. There are some programs that are going to be 4 years out there, as you know, nursing and what have you, and that's going to grow. I thought that was a smart thing by President Henderson to do that, to show willingness to work with Tallahassee and the governor's office to show them education, while expensive, doesn't have to be luxurious. There is if you will, a Walmart plan you can get for people who can't afford it. And let's face it, a lot of people now are questioning the educational system and saying, we're paying $40,000 a year, we're going to law school, we can't get a job.
Right.
And so you think, okay, maybe they're well educated, but they're unemployed, And I'm all for education, don't get me wrong. I think it's important to find a way to get education for everybody. That's why I thought President Henderson did a good thing there.
Well, I think that takes a lot of tenacity to say, just coming in and saying, you know what, we're going to do this. We're going to meet the goal. We're going to figure out how. We've got great people around us, and we're not going to take no for an answer. We're going to figure out a way to get it done. And that's the kind of attitude that really impresses me about our new president, and that's why I'm excited about CF's future. We have a whole no-holds-bar type of attitude over there, and we're going to be able to do some great things.
We've got. I like your attitude about Marion County and about what's happening here. I think we're in for some good times. We've been through some tough ones.
It's been really tough.
We're coming out on the other side of it, and we're going to talk about some of those tough times a little bit, and about the things we're having to deal with now, the distribution of tax money,
sure.
A challenge to you, issues like consolidated waste in our county, et cetera, and other things. We'll find out what's on the docket for the county commission. We haven't gotten a chance to visit with the county commissioner in about a month or so. Occasionally we get Kathy Bryant or Stan McLean on, but want to catch us up on what the county's business is, and particularly on this federal funding program for foreclosure, which Marion County signed up for a couple of years ago, needing it, thinking they needed it, and now discover they didn't need the money and going to give it back, and what your role was in that as well.
Yes, sir. That sounds great. I can't wait to have that discussion.
We'll take a break. We'll come back to downtown Ocala with Carl Zellick, County Commissioner, District 4, Tom Schmitz, Buddy Martin, anticipating the arrival of the CF contingent here in about an hour. Come down to celebrate the national championship of the Patriots. Listen to the Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
This reprise of Ask the Cops is proudly brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, PA, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
I'm an animal lover, and I know in Marion County and the city of Ocala, we have problems with, like, dog fighting. I was wondering if you could just address that a little and what citizens of Marion County and Ocala could look for.
Well, when a lot of that activity is going on, you know, it's being held at locations that are pretty well concealed, I would say. So if you do hear something, most important thing is just notify the communications center, and then we'll absolutely respond to it and check on it. But a lot of times in locations where the dogs are being held, you know, you'll see where they're tethered. They'll have cages, and that's some possibility that you'll see that, and then it may occur. But I don't think you're personally going to get invited to a dog fight.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA, The Source.
Good talk. Great conversation. WOCA, News Talk 1370.
Accident, injured, hurting. Pain affects so many of us and keeps us from enjoying our daily routine. This is Dr. Riyad Fakuri, board-certified chiropractic orthopedist at the Fakuri Medical and Chiropractic Center. Let me visit with you to answer your questions. Let us help you help yourself on the Head to Toe Care Show every Wednesday, 11 a.m. on WOCA. Again, that's Dr. Riyad Fakuri, here to help you on the Head to Toe Care Show every Wednesday, 11 a.m. on WOCA, The Source.
Why are so many Florida residents racing to the Walt Disney World theme parks to rediscover their all-time favorite classic attractions and explore what's new? They got a great deal on the 3-day Discover Disney ticket for just $119 plus tax. And why should you be racing to WOCA.com right now? Because you could win your tickets from the source. So get going. Visit WOCA.com for full details on how to win your 3-day Discover Disney tickets. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA.
Hey, welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Music in the background, that guy's Rocky. Tom Schmidt's just downed a dozen eggs and is running up the stairs as we speak, all the way up to the courthouse. Wait a minute, Tom, that's not you, is it? No. Carl Zalek joins us. He's the commissioner For District 4, he has a big territory, the biggest, a large chunk of that where lots of things are going on. Before we get to all of that, you've got Silver Springs, you've got the whole Stronic Farm, a whole deal going on in Dina Springs. But tell me about this deal with this federal program, the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. I'm reading today about the fact that apparently your commission is going to pull the plug on this if Bill Thompson's story is accurate. And you've recently directed the staff to be potential consequences of shutting down this particular program called NSP3. To your credit, it says you never commented on it, and you've been a critic of NSP3. Apparently, you were right at the time. Tell us about that.
Well, again, every NSP1 happened to be a program where we just, as a government, in trying to rehabilitate homes and with the landscaping and quite honestly, it got away from us. And so in NSP1, we looked at these projects and say, listen, we're not effectively and efficiently remodeling these homes, getting them out to market in a manner that really represents good stewardship. And so we corrected that to the staff's credit. But after that, I honestly just don't think we should be in the business of flipping homes and trying to put homeowners in it. I don't think that's government's role. I understand what some of the premises of the program are, but at the end of the day, I just don't think we need to be in that market. There's plenty of people, there's plenty of investors in that market that can do that job, and government just doesn't belong there. And so what the chairwoman, Commissioner Bryant, has asked for is, since we're looking at this program, ask staff to bring back what are our options. What does it look like for us to go through the rest of the year with NSP3? What does it look like if we close it down and return the money? And to give us some options on how to move forward with NSP3. And so I think we're going to be able to have a great discussion in the next month about NSP3 and where do we go from here.
Well, good for you for having the vision to figure that out. Now, I must say, however, there's been some bleak times around here. And as a homeowner, this doesn't fall into your purview. I'm very frustrated because my home sits right next to an abandoned home on 22nd Avenue. And it's been on the front page of the Star Banner, totally abandoned. It's just really now just a mess. Pool's toxic. It's been shut down. Dead trees in the yard, everything. And there's been a posting on the city, which is not your responsibility, of notice that, this home obviously is about to be condemned. But it's a very frustrating thing for homeowners when they have a neighborhood and they have a property like that that's just sitting as an eyesore in a community that otherwise it's very nice. We've got a couple of them, but that's the worst one. So how would that speak to that program, speak to those situations? Or maybe it would.
From what I understand, buddy, I don't think it would. I mean, those homes are typically still within the court process,
right?
Hung up. If the bank doesn't, if the bank or the entity that holds the mortgage doesn't, within a certain amount of time, swiftly foreclose,
and they have not.
Right. What happens is that person leaves that mortgage hanging. Nothing happens with it. It becomes abandoned and gets, graffiti and different things happen to a lot of these homes. But that's still nothing that the government can control from a county perspective. That home still has to go through the foreclosure process to be put back on the market before we could even buy it, before it even come into any one of these programs.
Yeah, but what's hard to understand is the fact that I know people who had the opposite experience, who had a property, who got behind their payments, and their home was snatched away from them in a heartbeat. And so that was a matter of months. This is a matter of years. So it's a disparity between the two, the swiftness of the two, whereas the banks can take a property back when they want it, but not when they don't want it.
Anyway, and that really happens a lot of times when you're talking about these Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae type of mortgages that the big banks have.
Right.
They have been a slower. There's no doubt. You're absolutely correct. There have been a slower process. But honestly, if it's a local bank typically holding that paper, they're pretty quick on moving it forward.
It's a big chain.
It's a big chain.
I won't mention it, but it's a big, and that's for notices too. Okay, just getting a little home cooking in there on that.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Let's talk about the gas tax. I don't know much about it. That's why we have you on the program to educate us.
Absolutely.
This money comes in, you're paying, we pay it with our gas prices, which of course are high, but that's nothing to do with the tax. It's part of that, but I mean, it's tax. And we're paying, I forget the percentage, 14% or whatever it is. What's the tax base? Whatever it is. Tax base on that. And that money is then divided up in the county for distribution for projects in the county. And now that Marion County is now getting bigger, there are more people here outside the municipality of Ocala. You've got 5 municipalities here. One, Bellevue has chosen to kind of do their own thing, and now you've got 3 others in Ocala. And what I'm reading is that basically the Ocala's cut's going to be smaller. And how do you balance all that? I'm sure you had conversations with the city about this. Update us on that.
Yeah, and so what happened is that 30 years ago, the gas tax was passed, and what that is the state has a cut of it, the federal government does, and then you know that there is what's called a 5th cent, a 6th cent, and a 9th cent, and those are local gas taxes. And so what's happened is that as you talked about, this gas tax has come up for renewal, and upon renewal, you need to look at the distribution. And so each municipality is based on the county that the fuel is purchased in. Those monies are distributed for road work, and it's the state statute has a requirement of what you can spend that money on, and repavement and some of these other items under the road construction and road work for the gas tax. So what we're in the process of doing is looking at this tax, how it's distributed, and trying to figure out the most fair and equitable way to do that. Hopefully, we can come to some agreement with all 5 municipalities and the county and issue the taxes that way. If we can't, there's a default state statute limit, and then we would have to, if we can't come to an agreement, we would have to go back to that default agreement.
Now, when you say 5 municipalities, I live here, and I know most people are aware of Ocala, Denellen, and Bellevue.
Yes, sir.
What are the other 2 municipalities?
The incorporated 2 more is Reddick and McIntosh.
Okay.
And those are actually incorporated cities in our community, and they receive a percentage of the gas tax for their roads.
I was not aware that Reddick and McIntosh receive stuff like that.
Yeah. And so what's happened is that since the gas tax is passed, Marion County has increased in population 235%. Bellevue's increased 130%. Ocala's increased 50% or so in population, and Marion County has 89% of the road miles to be maintained. And so we get about 70% of the tax now, and so now what we're trying to figure out is, okay, well, what does distribution look like in the future? How do we set it up? And how do we basically go from a distribution that nobody understands, that has no metrics to it, to something that we can put our fingers on and go to our citizens and say, well, here's why we distribute the gas tax this way, here's what we're doing with it, and the transparency level for all of our communities will go up tremendously.
It seems as though, if I'm reading correctly, the 9th cent is the one that you're debating, and you're thinking about keeping that for the county, and then having using the state default formula for the 2 local options.
That's been some of the discussion, yes, sir.
All right. We only got a couple minutes. Let's get into your district. There's a lot of things happening in your district up there.
Absolutely.
Which is the eastern part. It includes Silver Springs. It includes the Springs, the golf course, et cetera, all those things up there. Let's talk specifically about Adena Springs. Frank Stronach, much in the news lately, kind of quiet lately. I haven't heard much from him about it.
Quiet.
And I don't know if you know anything or not, if it's just they're under the radar or what's going on with Adena Springs.
Well, I think they're just, as far as I know, buddy, they're pushing forward with their project. And getting their place up in Fort McCoy ready for operation. They're still working, of course, through the St. John's Water Management on the water issue and what the effects or will be, and so they're doing that. And I think from that perspective, and on Adena Springs, everything's moving forward as planned and smoothly at this point. They're also, as you well know, up on 326 and Highway 441. They're building that golf course out there, and so that's moving forward. You're seeing dirt move and the clubhouse getting built, and those kinds of things are just really exciting to see those opportunities come along, because it's going to be a pretty neat subdivision and area for people to come into our community, as well as just in my district. The other day we closed on the R&L deal in the technology sector, where we're going to add 250 jobs to that Taylor Bean and Whitaker building. I think it's just incredible that even though how hard our communities hit, all 3 of those Taylor Bean and Whitaker buildings are now refinanced, recapitalized, jobs are in there, and so what really was the iconic picture of the downfall for Ocala and Marion County, was Taylor Bean.
No question
to see that rebirth into these new opportunities, I just so exciting.
And hopefully those jobs will pay a little bit better than what we had heard originally. I think 30,000 up, which is good.
Yeah.
The top-paying jobs in the town were the ones at Taylor Bean and Whitaker.
That's right.
And they were, unfortunately, all 1,000 of those went away. and our whole economy. If you pick out a day that music died for Ocala, that was it.
You're not
when
kidding.
the SUVs came in and closed down Taylor and Whitaker, and the whole economy went upside down at that point in time. So that was a dark day.
Well, you know, it was interesting, if I can share, you know, when we were with Governor Rick Scott, he came into town and visited with R&L, and as they were reopening, one of the great things that they said that I was excited about, you know, we've got the incubator, we've got the power plant, we've got some really exciting technology opportunities happening. And then R&L bought the Stadium Club up in Gainesville, and they're recruiting out of there and then bringing some of those jobs and opportunities down to Ocala. They said to us when they were doing their study of where to place this thing and where they wanted to be, because they could have been anywhere. They wanted to be in Ocala because between University of South Florida, University of Central Florida, between UF, we've got one of the best opportunities to recruit the best and brightest in the computer sciences.
Triangle right here. We're in
the middle of the triangle, so let's take advantage of those things, and that's exactly what R&L is doing. We're going to be one heck of a logistics hub, and we're going to continue to diversify through all of that.
Sounds good. We only got about a minute now left, unfortunately, but I want to talk about Silver Springs.
Sure.
And yes, in your district.
Yes.
I think you're pretty bullish on it.
Absolutely.
And tell us what you know and what you think and what you'd like to see happen.
Well, here's where it's at today. The state has put out 3 bids for the concert series, the running of the water park, concessions, merchandise, and rental, and some special events. So the county is looking at those. You know, as long as everything comes back okay and we can work with the state, I think we're going to try to become the vendor at Silver Springs, the main vendor, so that what we can do is help our community become a real local base for Silver Springs, give economic opportunity to our community, and make sure that the environmental things are handled properly, and make sure that we've got so many national assets right around Silver Springs: state park land, national park land, county park land, greenways and trails. Silver Springs is the key. It is the key to that. And as that comes up and moving forward, we're really excited about the economic opportunity coming to Marion County because of the new face and everything that's going to happen in Silver Springs.
Some people, I can't understand this, maybe I'm missing something here, are opposed to the county being the concessionaire. And I understand how you could get into the good old boy syndrome and all that politics, and I get that. But the fact is that I feel strongly about this. Is that this project has got to result in jobs for Marion County. If it doesn't, it's a gross injustice, in my opinion. There've got to be local businesses and business people involved. Maybe not 100%, maybe it's 80-20, but you've got to have local business and business people with potentially having businesses at Silver Springs. Let's face it, I'd love to go have a dinner and a meal out there, so I'll go shopping.
I think everybody would.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great spot, and it's nothing. It's that slam dunk for me. I just say, hey, are you kidding me? I'd be out there once a week, probably.
Right.
And then go eat my lunch in the park one day. Whatever, and sit around.
Well, and how many people? I mean, if you could bring your folks and your family in there for $5 and go enjoy the day on the water,
absolutely.
It's a huge win-win for our community.
It could be a state park, and also can be a great economic engine.
It absolutely could, and that's been the process. Can we get this? The state, and just like everybody else, we have to think about things in a new way. We can't continue to try to operate everything in a square box when you got a round peg.
Again, it's just private sector and the public sector coming together.
Yeah.
To make this happen. This is the future of getting things done, is it not?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I think in Marion County, again, I believe that local government is the closest and best government. And so if we can play a part to help our community and our businessmen play a role in Silver Springs, then that's our duty and job as elected officials.
Well said. Carl Zalek, District 4. Appreciate you coming by.
Thanks, buddy. Absolute great opportunity.
Thank
See you soon, sir.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Coming up next, Bob Zaleski, Athletic Director for CF, will tell us about what's happening out here downtown the square. Come on by. People are starting to show up around here, Tom. The game is on. The celebration is about to begin. Let's start. This is the program Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Are you
looking for a trustworthy auto care company that won't sell you something you don't need? Look no further than Affordable Auto Air and Care. Affordable Auto Air and Care has serviced Ocala for a decade and is family owned and operated. They offer quality parts at affordable prices, and they even include a 1-year or 12,000-mile warranty on their parts and labor. Their certified technicians work on any type of vehicle, even RVs. They specialize in auto AC, but they also offer oil changes, brake service, filters, tune-ups, shocks, axles, complete auto repair. Affordable Auto Air and Care is located at 1841 Northwest 4th Avenue on the corner of Old Jacksonville Road and 441. Call 352-401-0011 to book an appointment. That's 352-401-0011. Affordable Auto Air and Care. Complete auto repair. Take it from me, Tom Schmitz. I'm a customer.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Dr. Scott Britz Cunningham, a staff radiologist at the Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, coming out to speak to us about his book, Code White.
John C. Machito is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's fastest talker.
And then from NBC Sports, Babe Winkleman will be with us. He was inducted into the Sports Legends Hall of Fame. He's going to talk about his career and outdoor sports.
Open for debate, where both sides of one topic will be debated.
And then Hank Whittier will be on the air with us, bringing us veterans news as he does every Thursday.
Betty Jean O'Neill, practitioner of Christian Science Healing, prayer that heals, protects, and restores.
And then the guys from Climate Control Mechanical Services will be on the air answering our questions about the air that we breathe.
Simon Mayo is one of Britain's best-loved and well-known radio presenters. He'll be on the air speaking about his new book, Itch.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Howdy. I want to invite you to Dairy Queen for a great deal and a great meal. Right now, Dairy Queen is offering a hot, juicy quarter-pound cheeseburger meal, including the quarter pounder with cheese, a fry, and a medium drink for only $4.99. And you can add a sundae for only $1. So if you love real grill-cooked burgers cooked fresh to order, come get a great meal for only $4.99 at Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's ocalaforsale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. Ocalaforsale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to ocalaforsale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, less proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
News Talk 1370, WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults, so use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000, 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all.
All right, welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. We're downtown, anticipating the big celebration coming this way about 30 minutes from now, when the contingent from CF will show up, along with the coaches, athletic director, president, and fans, to celebrate the victory of the Patriots in Hutchinson, Kansas, and the securing of the national championship championship for junior college basketball. With us on the phone right now, and hopefully you can hear us okay. The wind's blowing a bit in the microphones, and we'll endeavor to do the best we can to make sure the voice transmission is semi-clear, is the proud athletic director of CF, Bob Zielinski. How are you, Bob?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Not as good as you. Are you happy? You're going to be a happy man today.
I am thrilled. I've been thrilled for about 2 weeks.
Don't let the afterglow go, right? It's a great day for Marion County, for Ocala, for all the counties. In fact, we got to remember this is not just Marion County; it's Levy and Citrus, and all the fans of basketball. To win a state championship, that was quite an accomplishment. But to win a national championship certainly far exceeded the expectations of the fans, and I got a feeling the athletic director and the coach as well.
Well, you're absolutely right. We kind of start with a new program every year and evaluate where we are. And as we got started this year, we were kind of looking at each other saying, this is our chance to win a third conference championship. We've never done that before, a third straight. Never been done in our conference before, and they took care of business. And we've been at the state championship before. Tim has done a tremendous job. He's been in a couple of finals, and we just haven't got over that hurdle. And this year, that was probably throughout the year the most satisfying thing that we did. To win that state championship against that level of competition was phenomenal. And to be able to move on to the national championship in Hutchinson, Kansas, it's been there for 65 years. We've always heard about it our entire careers, never had a chance to be there. And things fell in place for us. It was just a tremendous run. It was a great journey. I hate to say we were lucky because a lot of people put a lot of time and effort in. The players were tremendous. But it takes a little bit of luck also, and things just kept falling in place for us. And to win the national championship was just a tremendous feeling.
Had to be, and I wrote a column this week as appearance in a publication called Neighborhood Magazine next month, and it's I always kid Tim about this, about his dream to someday win the state championship on his home court. We'll talk about that dream in a moment. But and I always kid him that it's like the movie Jaws, where the guy says, "We got to get a bigger boat." His dream wasn't big enough,
Well, Tim's been talking about playing in the Panhandle for a while, and we needed to move that out of the Panhandle, and he had all kinds of statistics about the Panhandle teams winning when they played in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
So, you and I, we started that process of looking forward to that state tournament, and I kind of kidded him last week that we don't need to bring the state tournament here. We'll win wherever we need to go, but we're still moving forward with that. Matter of fact, we just put our presentation in Monday to the Marion County Ocala Convention Bureau to help us with some funding. So we're still looking forward to that, and we're going to try to bring that tournament here for the next 3 years.
That's terrific. And, and just the idea that you could open the season next fall at CF, and you can have your banner out there, unfurling national championship banner, and then to have the state championship played there with a banner hanging that says national championships. How cool is that?
Well, that's what we work for. We'll have the banners in the gym as soon as we can get them in here. We're working with getting some rings for the players. They absolutely deserve that. Our facility is in great shape. The president and our board invested a lot of funds into our facility. We're very, very proud of it, and we want to showcase it. This community has been tremendously supportive. Ocala, Marion County, Levy County, Citrus. We're talking to some people in the villages now about supporting us. So, that's what it's about. It's about this community and doing the things the right way and representing this community well. They're going to welcome us with the parade and the mayor downtown here in about 45 minutes, and it's a great time to be a Patriot right now.
It is, and I know that you've got many things to do and you're very busy, but I want to focus on Tim Ryan for a moment, and just to assure everybody that as far as we know, he'll be back next year. Certainly, I'm sure there have been opportunities that presented themselves to Tim. He says he wants to stay here. It sounds like he wants to stay here. It sounds like you got possibly a lifer, which would be great. But is there any news in that regard in terms of what Tim's future is?
Tim and I talk all the time. And I'm not going to speak for him. I think if an opportunity arises for Coach Ryan to move to the next level, he certainly should look at that. He's ideal for this college and this community. I think he loves it here. He's made that statement a couple of times in the paper. But there are challenges out there at the Division I level, at the Division II level. There are different challenges. What we do at the community college level with our kids and opportunities and what he's done in this community, he's very, very proud of it. I think it would take a special opportunity for him to leave. But again, that's a decision for him and his family, and I will support whatever Tim wants to do. He is a great family guy. He's a first-class individual. I'm so proud of the accomplishments that he's had here for the last 10 years that he's been here. I don't credit myself or the institution on any of that. He is a 100% go-get-him guy. He's a gym rat. He's in love with the game of basketball, and you can't ask any more than that.
Well said. And you like to see a guy who does it the right way, who has a heart for the program and a passion for the game, who has been battling the odds to get to the championship level, get there, and now the challenge is to keep him here. And that burden just falls upon the fans and the people of Marion County and Citrus and Levy as well to support this basketball program like it's never been supported before, in my opinion. So you do deserve a lot of the credit, Bob, and I salute you as well as the college for bringing a guy like Tim Ryan here, believing in him, giving him an opportunity. And let's not forget the kids. Certainly we got to mention a couple of names. Eugene McCrory came up huge in the national championship. I don't know where he'll wind up playing. I know there's several people looking at him. And that could go on with different people like Jordan Davis and Rasham Suarez and the whole team that played so good as they did. And what a dream season! What a great finish to the season! And now a chance to celebrate all those accomplishments.
Yeah, a lot of credit goes to those players. Eugene just had a tremendous state tournament and national tournament. He's verbally committed to Central Florida. We've got some of those other sophomores that have transferred in or have been here with us for 2 years that are looking at their options now. Obviously, when you win a national championship and you have a national presence, that brings more opportunities not only for them but for our future in recruiting. We hope it doesn't take a quality person like Tim Ryan away from us. But that remains to be seen. We represent this college and this community at the highest level we can. We're committed to professionalism and ethics, and would never do anything to disappoint anyone that we're associated with. And Ocala needs to be very proud of this team and this college's accomplishments. And we'll see what it brings us.
I agree, and I'll just say to you, as I will to the CF program, to Tim today, take a bow. You deserve it.
Appreciate it.
All right, Bob Zielinski, proud athletic director of the College of Central Florida Patriots national champions. Thanks, Bob. Tom, what's cool about McCrory is that he'll be able to say he graduated and played 4 years for Central Florida.
Yeah.
It's once College of Central Florida,
and
once
University of Central Florida, but he'll still be a Central Florida guy.
4 years of Central Florida, the whole deal. So that's a good story and one that happened.
But will he win a national championship at UCF?
Well, I don't know. I mean, who knows what can happen? All things are possible, I suppose. Donnie Jones might tell you, yeah. He might be willing to go on a limb. So anyway, so it's again celebration. I don't know. I'm glad that we had a chance to get to know Coach Ryan, who's been on this program. I don't know, 8 or 10 times at least, maybe.
I think it's a little more than that.
More than that. Yeah. We've done it. We've had him on the show over here.
When we were at Harry's, he was one of our mainstays at Harry's.
When we were at Mark's, he was there. I don't think he ever came down on a Saturday morning at Pie, but we've had him on regularly, of course, at the station. So I'm glad we're able to get into that. At least they can't call us front runners, right?
I thought he made it one day at Pie.
He may have.
I think he did make it.
You're right. I think he did. Yeah, make it at Pie one day. So we've been with him. He's been with us. Really happy to say he's a friend of the show, and glad to see him do well on this day. It's kind of a neat. So
kudos to his. And he'll be the first to tell you this. His assistant coaches really put it out there too.
Oh yeah.
And the team, it's going to be a very festive day downtown.
It is, and they should definitely take a bow because they certainly deserve it, and it's a good thing. I was thinking back. I don't remember. I'm trying to think. Other than, let's see, we've had a couple of national championships recently, if you want to call it that. Not so many in sports.
You had the orange cheering from Francis Marion Military, and you had the audio video TV reporters.
As great as that was, it wasn't a national championship, but it was.
That was a national championship.
A sporting event. It wasn't.
Right, it wasn't a sporting event, but it was still.
No, first place. There's no question about that. So, yeah, for sure.
We got 2,500 other students.
Well, I'm not taking the thing away from it at all.
And we got Forest High School going to the World Championships in robotics.
That's true. Let's mention assistant coach Lance Foreman is one of the guys that also has helped a great deal with the program. I know that Coach Ryan wants to recognize his whole staff. I'm sure today they'll get introduced and get their just due. So, all right, coming up in the next few minutes, we got to do tweets and quotes. Catch up on. I thought Carl Zalek has some interesting things to say. By the way, I thought his take on the Silver Springs situation and what was happening in the county and the distribution of the money for the gas taxes at pretty much spot on. So I'm glad to have that time with the
Well, it's good to have the county. It's good to have the county commissioners give us some. We got the city pretty much giving us information. Now the county's offering information too. That's a good thing to have for its citizens.
But look, all we are is a conduit to the public for information about their community. That's our job. That's why we try to
We're
do
the voice of Ocala.
We're not the voice. We're trying to pipe in the voices of Ocala, and so that people can better understand the community they live in and understand what's going on. Keeping people informed. So, we're not the smartest, we're not the brightest light bulb of the two of us, but we do try to get the right people on. That's always said, Voice of Ocala, mediocre hosts and great guests. That's what makes it. So, we'll take a break here. We're downtown near the gazebo, not too far, on a beautiful day here in the city. About to unravel the banners and hear the music played, and the introductions are starting soon. So come on down and join the celebration of the national championship of the College of Central Florida Patriots. I'm sure you'll enjoy the day. You're listening to us on the program called The Voice of Ocala on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on The Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Hey, Larry, nice haircut.
Oh, thanks, Robin. Looks like you had something different done, too.
Yes, I did. Thanks for noticing. I went to Lupe at Merle Norman on the Boulevard for a fresh cut, some summer highlights, and a facial.
No kidding. That's who I go to. I didn't know she did all that.
She does coloring, waxing, styling, updos, microderms, and she does it all for prices that won't break the bank.
Sounds like you can take the whole family there.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Hi, this is Lupe. Let me be your personal stylist. To set up your appointment, call me today, 426-1229.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
how good does it get?
Golf has long been considered to be sport's most prestigious game, and WOCA has your connection to everything in the golf world. Every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m., tune in for Let's Talk Golf with your host, PGA professional and teacher to the stars, Jim Beckett, and operations manager for the Links of Spruce Creek South, Darren Irwin, right here on The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
WOCA.
All right, welcome back. Finishing up the program, Tweets for us. I want to just say, folks, right now, come on down and support this team. We got plenty of chairs for you here. It's a beautiful afternoon on the square. If you can hear my voice and you're going down State Road 40 or anywhere close by to downtown, turn that car around, come on over here and cheer for this team who won the national championship. Now, it wasn't that greatly publicized. We've mentioned it a couple of times on our show, but there was a small, tiny little thing in the paper today, Star Banner, about it, and maybe they know more about it at the college than we do. But I want to tell you folks, if you appreciate what they've accomplished at CF, I'm just begging you, turn your car around, come down here, spend 10 minutes. They'll be here at 5:10. They'll spend maybe 25 or 30 minutes to give them a standing ovation and welcome them. I would hate for nobody to show up on the square for this parade because these people deserve it, and a lot of hard work has gone into it. So come on down. We're wide open, got plenty of seats. It's a beautiful day and a great opportunity to celebrate a great accomplishment. So be sure and do that. I don't know, Tom. We'll see if anybody shows or not. What do you think?
I think that the students and all will probably be late show. They'll probably show up about 5:10, 5:15.
Well, some people are just getting off work and just hearing our voice for the first time. In fact, we got about 10 more minutes before they do get off work. So hopefully we can continue to tell folks right up to the time that they start the ceremonies that we need you to come down here and just represent and salute the Patriots for what they've done.
Well, we were just told that they're loading up in the vans and the buses.
They are.
They'll start heading this way.
So they're on their way, and I'd sure like to have more than 15 people, showing up for it. So come on down and represent, all right? All right, so it's time, JJ, to cue up the tweets and quotes for the day. Finish off this hour as we prepare for the CF celebration. Underway here in about 20 minutes downtown on the square. Number one, from my old friend Norman Vincent Peale, the late Dr. Peale, says, "It's always too early to quit." True. As we hear Rocky being played in the
That
background.
helps me with my workout. I'm going to use that now when I'm working out. It's 20 minutes in. It's still too early to quit.
Always too early to quit. There you go. Now, this is something I should have probably saved for Dr. Buddy because it's so good. I thought this really put the proper spin on on relationships. And this comes from the website Women in History and says, "A man wants to be a woman's first love. A woman wants to be his last." Yes. So true, isn't it? Yep. Women in History. And this is my favorite of the day. We know what's happening in North Korea. I shouldn't have to explain this to you. It comes from Steve Harton. "When I was 12, I wanted to launch a missile too." That's pretty good. There you have it. Tweets and quotes for the day. Here, well, that breeze is even getting cooler.
That's pretty good. When I was 12, I wasn't launching.
That way it looks like. It looks like he's 12. Woody Page has just confirmed he'll be with us on the program at 5:15.
Well, he knows you got CF Patriots. He wants to be a part of that celebration.
He probably mentioned it on Around the Horn, don't you think?
I think he probably got it on the chalkboard.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. We'll be joined by Woody, and we're kind of today sort of winging it. Whoever we see, we grab. Somebody walks by, we've had the bear on. Lois Bruckmiller was joined with us earlier, and we've got people from CF's beginning to stroll in, and as the proceedings go on, we'll do what we can to bring you some guests from out here. As today is practice round, it's underway, by the way. Started at 3 o'clock, part 3. And this is the day when you see the little kids, the players' kids out there hitting shots, and the dads caddying, and you see legends like Palmer and Nicholas hanging out on the par 3. It's a fun day, and it's a good day for people to loosen up a little bit, which they always need at the Masters. They need to have a little.
Boy, there's a little breaking news out of Atlanta, buddy. I know there's 5 Gwinnett County firefighters who are being held hostage in a house that is on fire in Swanee, Georgia. Wow. The house is on fire, and they're being held hostage inside the house.
So why is it every day we have the news? I see one of the cheerleaders has arrived. We have the news from somewhere that's not good. Yesterday we had the stabbing, people stabbing. By the way, they're all alive.
Texas.
In Lone Star State Community College. And it always seems like, I guess the news travels so fast, every day there's some kind of tragic situation. Today, however, that's why we need to celebrate. When you get something really, really good, you need to salute it, celebrate, and embrace it. And this is a day we'll be honored. CF. Come on out and join us.
In sports, we got an update on a defensive line coach at Florida, too.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to the Voice of Ocala Buddy Sports page next, right here on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Commercial Bank approval. Vehicle purchase across the fixed rate allowance.
So, whoosh! That's the sound of my broom working overtime, because this month I'm sweeping the streets of Ocala to rid the city of old clunkers so you can drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. Right now, I'll give you a lot more over your appraised value for your old car. Even if you're still making payments, even the worst clunkers qualify, and nice cars too. So trade up to a clean car today.
Plus, my sweeping is keeping the bankers from sleeping, because my For the People credit approval process gives my banks and lenders more opportunity to help good people like you.
So wave goodbye to that old car you're stuck in and say hello to a bright and shiny, nicer, newer car today. Get a lot more over appraised value for your old car.
Even if you're still making payments, trade up to clean up today.
Hurry, once I get rid of 57 cars, this auto makeover is over. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me at Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige!
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills, just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
This is Don with ABC Frederick's Appliance. Here's my daughter, Lena.
And hey everybody, it's Lena. You need to come down to ABC Frederick's Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue, where you are treated right with the right products like Whirlpool, Maytag, Crosley, and Speed Queen. These are the new ones. Don't forget, we also carry used appliances that we warranty. ABC Frederick's Appliance does repairs too. Call us at 629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue. It's at 629-5181.
Main Street Chamber Marion presents one great weekend, 2 great events. Saturday and Sunday, April 13th and 14th at the India Cultural Hall, 2030 Northeast 36th Avenue, 2 blocks north of Silver Springs Boulevard. Free admission. It's the 2nd annual Spring Expo for home, garden, and business. Saturday from 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Door prizes every half hour. Taste of Spring featuring Twilight Jazz music. Saturday from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. Come vote for your favorite dishes. 10 dishes, only $20, and you can share. Find all the details at mainstreetchambermarion.org. One great weekend, 2 great events. Saturday and Sunday, April 13th and 14th. WOCA will be there broadcasting live. See you there.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now. From Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half-mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Don't ever miss a single edition of the Mike Huckabee Show. We're going to have a whole lot of fun talking the big issues of the day. We'll talk to the newsmakers and the issues that made them a newsmaker, as well as we'll bring you some entertainment, some fun. You never know what's going to happen on the Mike Huckabee Show. Don't miss it.
Join Mike Huckabee every weekday from noon to 3 exclusively on WOCA The Source.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Albinger. Michelle Obama says kids should be playing sports in computer labs or in music programs after school. They shouldn't be watching their backs. The First Lady returned to her hometown of Chicago today in support of programs for at-risk youth there and across the country to stop violence. What's in a name? A lot of it happens to be the label of a disease. 2 mothers have started a petition to change the names of type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Despite having different causes, the 2 conditions are often perceived to be the same. Both women have sons with type 1, which is the inability to produce insulin. It's usually diagnosed in childhood. Clock's ticking, procrastinators. Monday's a deadline to file your income taxes in most states. An ABC News Washington Post poll finds most Americans don't like to pay them, but they don't blame the tax man. A run for the border will not have to blow your diet. Taco Bell says it will offer more balanced choices, promising offerings that are healthy but still true to the brand. This is ABC News.
At Advance Auto Parts, getting oil and saving dough is your Advance advantage. Right now, you can get a 5+ quarts jug of Castrol conventional motor oil plus a DriveWorks filter for just $19.99. That'll save you about $10 worth of dough. So fire up our deals oven and watch your dough rise. A Castrol conventional oil change for just $19.99. The Advance advantage, only at Advance Auto Parts. See store for details.
Good day. This is Scott for Scott's Turf Builder Bonus S Weed and Feed. The fine folks at Scott's have created a perfect potion for St. Augustine lawns here in Florida, formulated to terminate dollar weed and clover with extreme prejudice. That's a good thing. And now for the bonus. Scott's Bonus S also provides your lawn with essential nutrients. Learn more at scotts.com. Go on, put down some Scott's Turf Builder Bonus S this weekend. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the phone house at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Hey, welcome to downtown Ocala. Tom Schmitz along with Buddy Martin here. We're participating in the arrival of the CFH's basketball team who will be coming on, I guess it's sort of a, what would you call it, a cavalcade, or just a group of, what would you call that when they all gather together in come on, man. We got anyway, they're all coming together, and they're headed there in a bus. What is it? When they're all, it's a convoy. Convoy. Thank you. That sounds military, but we'll take it. Head this way now from the college. You should be here in about 5 or 6 minutes in downtown. The seats are starting to fill up. People are arriving on the scene. You see some red and blue being represented here, the Patriots colors, of course, celebrating the national championship of Coach Tim Ryan's team. If you're within the sound of my voice, folks, head this way and pay tribute to a group of kids and a coach and an institution that's to be saluted and celebrated today for a phenomenal achievement representing our city and our county and our district. So this is your chance to say thank you and recognize a job well done. You don't get national championships too often, Tom, in a city like this. And for at least for a time, we can call ourselves Title City,
We can, and I'm glad that they were having this festivities downtown, but the ice cream man's here, buddy. I got to go.
Oh, I'll see you, Tom. Yeah, it didn't take long. Today is also Masters Preview Day. The Par 3, I think it should be just about over by now, up in Augusta. In about 10 minutes, we'll be talking to Woody Page, who is not in Augusta this year. Woody and I have been there many, many, many times covering the Masters. We're going to reminisce a little bit today and go down memory lane and talk about some of the things that are significant. Because, Tom, as much as I forget about it, there's still a whole other generation of people like JJ, their group, and even younger, who need to be educated about the greatness of this event. And it is that. I tweeted today, and it was picked up, a couple of people picked it up, is that there's nothing like the fresh smell of green in the springtime. Even when you're not among the dogwoods and the azaleas, you can sense it, feel it, smell it when Masters Week gets.
Well, I'll tell you how important the Masters is to me, buddy. Last year, I was afforded the opportunity to take a listener 2 days in a row to the Masters. If you ask me, and I've been to the Masters, that's about my 5th time to the Masters. If you presented me with the opportunity, as long as the Falcons weren't playing, by the way, an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl or a 4-day badge to the Masters, I'm taking the 4-day badge to the Masters, no doubt.
Let me just say that your friend was quite fortunate, given the story that I read yesterday, that badges go for $7,000 a piece if you can buy them. In most cases, you cannot buy them, and because if people find out, if the Masters people find it out, they'll revoke your badge.
Right.
And the tragic story I think about is it's not a pleasant thing to say, but about 15 years ago, there was some travel agent and guy who put together a trip and got a bunch of money to fly a group in and bus them in and get their badges, and something happened in the black market of the badges, and he couldn't get them. Went behind the Green Jacket restaurant, you know what that is, and committed suicide.
Right.
And so that's just to give you a little idea of how tough those badges are to come by. And it's a wonderful, I would say, when you rank the sporting events, and I've been to a lot of them, as you know, I put that right near the top of mine if I had to choose something to go to. And I've had the opportunity to go to a lot of them, and even to go back, I've gotten to where I really enjoy my seat at home and my widescreen television and watching so much more you can see by watching on TV.
Well, the Masters, like I said, I've been there numerous times. You have as well. I like Thursday and Friday at the Masters. I don't care for the weekend at the Masters very much because you just can't watch good golf on Saturday and Sunday at the Masters. The crowds are just, while the crowds on Thursday and Friday are massive, it seems like they explode exponentially over the weekend. And it's much easier. I used to leave the Masters and go to one of the restaurants right there on Washington Road and watch it on TV.
Well, I've said this a few times over the years on radio here in Ocala, and I apologize if I'm boring some of the listeners by being redundant, but covering the Masters, when you were out there at Amen Corner on Sunday, which I always was, I love to watch the leaders come through.
You got to sit where I didn't get to sit on Sundays, I see.
Well, the photographer stand there.
Right.
But, I mean, the deal is that once they came through, all of us in the media beat it back to the clubhouse, which is a pretty good haul, by the way. It's not short to get there in time, to get in front of a television, because the Masters, and we talked earlier in the week to our friend Ron Cyrack from the Golf Digest about this. You need to get on to watch the event, the last few holes of the Masters on television. Yeah, because you can't keep up. Things happen so fast at 13 and 15 and 18 that you try to get there, you're going to miss something. It's an event made for television when it gets down to on Sunday afternoon. Were you at the 86 Masters? I definitely was there. I have many stories to tell about Jack Nicklaus winning that Masters. Still my number one of all the Masters I've attended. He looked to his son and said, a 2 here, put a charge into what did his son thought he meant hitting a 2 iron. Yeah. Had no idea. His dad was talking about making a 2. And he almost made a 1.
He almost did.
Yeah.
He almost hold it on number 16.
Yeah, that was no question about it. That was the great one. A sad day for Seve Ballesteros, who chucks it in the water there to lose the Masters. But an exciting day. I've told you the story, Tom. I'm surprised you don't remember it. That during the week prior to that, at a restaurant across the street, a couple of young sports writers, one of them Rick Riley, who were there telling me that Nicklaus and Palmer were overrated, never were as good as the writers made them, and they had no chance here or any place down the road to win a tournament. I said, I agree with you on Palmer. I said, but I think you're wrong about Nicklaus. They said, no way. You're just like the rest of those old golf writers. You don't understand Nicklaus's day goes passing by. I said, well, I don't think so. He may not win here, but I think he'll win a major. Of course, that's the weekend he did it, and I've told this story. He used to have a Calcutta, which is, of course, you go and you buy your players, and it's illegal, but it was a nickel and dime thing, a bunch of writers. And the man who was actually running the Calcutta, Bill Millsaps, now retired from the Richmond Times-Dispatch, he used to have to try to, you got to get pump these things up. People want to buy, and buy the players. And we got to Nicklaus. So here I have 5-time winner and Jack Nicklaus on my bid. And somebody said $10, whatever it was. That's the $10. Well, the top players go for $200, whatever. I said, all right. He says, come on, we can do better than $10. How about, do I hear 12? Do I hear 13? They got to 15. He says, well, I'll give 15. Bill said. And then the bidding stopped right there. Nobody else bid it. And he got the winner of the Masters, Jack Nicklaus, for $15. So that's a great story. So, all right, let's take a break. There are people starting to arrive here. If you're anywhere around downtown Ocala, I encourage you, take that car. There's parking down here plenty. Come on down and park your car and walk over for a few minutes and recognize this team from Central Florida, the Patriots, who won the national championship, and want to make sure that they get their just due. We have a few pedestrian people here. I'd say 40 or 50 so far. They're still coming in. Plenty of places to sit for you. The buntings are up. The Rocky music playing in the background. The team is on its way. We hope you'll join us down here in downtown Ocala on the square to salute the CF Patriots, national champions of junior college basketball. I'm Buddy Martin. It's called Buddy Sports Page. Listen to us on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. What page next right here? The Source.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops. Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source. Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. WinStar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. WinStar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. WinStar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
WOCA, Ocala.
Hi, this is Brad, one of the hosts of Winging It here on WOCA every Friday at 9 a.m. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue regarding aviation. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots, in part due to the lack of new pilots starting their flight training now. A pilot needs 2 to 3 years to get through their training and to build up enough flight time to be able to be hired. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a private pilot's license. This license will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. Now, of course, the student does not have to have aspirations of becoming a commercial pilot. If they simply have a desire to obtain their private pilot's license so they may enjoy the adventures of flying, they may also apply for the scholarship. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact me, Brad, or Ron at Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484. That's 861-7484.
Don't get caught in the dark. Call Tri-County Generators, LLC first at 1-800-622-1957, your authorized Generac dealer. Tri-County Generators are there when you need them with new generators for home standby, commercial, RV, and portable generators. They also service your existing systems. Now is the time to act. Be prepared before you have an emergency. Call Mike Gant today at 1-800-622-1957. That's 1-800-622-1957 for Tri-County Generators.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. Partly sunny and warm today with a shower or thunderstorm in the area this afternoon and this evening. The high 80 on the coast to 86 inland. Then partly cloudy and warm overnight with a shower or thunderstorm near the coast later tonight, though 66 to 70. Tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy and warm with a couple of afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms in the area. The high 80 on the coast to 86 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
WOCA. When the chimes ring 5, 6, and 7, we'll be right.
We're back live from the downtown square in Ocala, awaiting the arrival of the national champion of junior colleges basketball, the CF Patriots, to arrive. Athletic Director Bob Zielinski, along with head coach Tim Ryan, will be here soon with assistant coaches Tito Arias and Lance Foreman. Now let's throw it back to Buddy Martin here on the square.
All right, hello, everybody. The Patriots will show up in just a minute here. We'll celebrate their arrival and, of course, to salute their national championship. Meanwhile, it's time to talk Masters, and I think of nobody else ever to talk to about the Masters than my friend and former traveling companion, Woodrow Von Page. Woody Page joins us from Denver. Woodrow, it's that week again, and here we are. Why aren't we there?
Yeah, it's a good question. But I wonder why you're talking to me with all those events that are going on down in Ocala with the basketball team.
Well, some things you have to salute.
Get this over with so you get to the important story of the day.
No, it's a good thing. The program starts in about 10 minutes. But, I get a little nostalgic every year at this time. I don't particularly want to go back there right now, but I've had so many great memories. And I was just talking with Tom Schmitz here, our co-host, about 1986, and he asked me about the details of that, and that goes down as my all-time favorite Masters, and you, of course, were there, and we were there together covering the event. And I don't know which one was your favorite, but that has to stand out because I think when I talk about sporting events I've covered, that's one of my top 10. How about you? Are you there, Woodrow? Hello, JJ? JJ, wait, we lost Woody.
All right.
JJ, Woody, are you there, Woody?
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not there. Well, let's dial him back and see if we can team up again. Let's see what we can do. Apologize for that. I knew you were old part 2 playing in the background. I knew you were fond of the 86 Masters. I didn't know that you'd put it as one of your top 10 sporting events you attended. No question about it. With all the ones you've attended. Yeah. I mean, you were at the Miracle on Ice. It was Miracle on Ice. It was the Super Bowl III and the Jets. So, and on and on. I could mention quite a few of them. But the thing is, for me, is that the cost of how it happened and who it happened with, that particular event being what it is being to me, I have to always say that will be one of thank you, one of the beneficiaries. Thank you very much. So Woody, we'll get Woody back here in just a moment. Mayor Gwynn's in the house. He's running up and back and forth here, and it looks like he's got something going on. So we'll look for Woody Pace just to rejoin us in a moment, and we'll pick up the conversation. Meanwhile, the par 3 was today. I don't know who won it, but traditionally the one who wins it doesn't win the tournament. No, a bunch of people trying to fix the tournament for Tiger to win.
Phil Mickelson shot a low round to 4 under, but he said Bubba lost his card and couldn't turn it in. So maybe he's thinking a little bit about this curse too.
Yeah,
I hear sirens in the background, buddy. I believe the arrival is imminent.
That's probably
I believe the arrival is imminent.
I think you're right. I think the team is on its way. The crowd's starting to show up here now. Fill up in the stands, and there's still plenty of room for you. If you're within my voice, come on down and salute to this team. And
the mayor's got his red and blue beads on. He's ready to go here.
He's representing. We've got our pennants going on here.
Pennants going on right here. It's College of Central Florida, founded in 1957.
There you go.
You were a young man you were a young man at that time.
Mayor Gwynn, real quick, before he's on, wait for Woody Page to rejoin us.
We have Woody back.
We have Woody back. Okay. Woodrow, sorry about that. I was talking about the 86 Masters, reminiscing about Nicklaus and about it being one of my favorite events. Was that your favorite Masters? Are you there, Woody? JJ, we're not having a good day with Woody, I don't think. Woody, can you hear us okay? No. Nope. We'll have to reschedule it while we're in the studio. Apologize to everybody there. Woody wasn't able to obviously hear us, and we could not communicate on that. So
there's the basketball team arriving, coming down right there coming in front of Harry's now.
Mm-hmm. And Mayor Gwynn will be joining them. What's going to happen there, Kent? What's the program going to be? You're going to help MC
I'm going to welcome everyone.
Hold on one second. We're having all kinds of technical problems today. Try to say again.
I'm going to welcome everyone, and then we're going to recognize some VIPs that are here, some elected officials. I'm going to introduce Dr. Henningston, and we're going to introduce some other folks, introduce the team, the coaches, etc. And teams are going to make some comments, and I'm going to present some keys to the city.
Yeah, that's kind of a cool thing. You're going to present the coach and again the team, whoever the keys to the city, and everything. You can hear the crowd in the background. The convoys arrived. It looks like there's what, you got a float here or something?
Yeah,
looks like a homecoming parade or something.
Dr. Henningston driving the car, bringing the coach, bringing the coach here, right here.
I got a flatbed truck there.
But here's Dr. Henningston. He's actually driving the car that brought Tim Rice.
He's in the what do you call that? At NASCAR, that's the pace car. Yeah, he's in the pace car, the convertible. All right,
I better get to work.
All right, Mayor Grant, thank you. Appreciate that. It's going to be kind of a helter-skelter day here, given the situation on remote. If you don't know, it's very difficult to hear. Sometimes. No?
No.
Okay,
it's
something to do with
phone situation.
Our phone line was not. Once again, we're working on it.
I'm in by the phone lines. There you go.
I see assistant coaches Tito Arias, and I see Coach Lance. I see Coach Tim Ryan right there off to our left, buddy.
Yes.
Kick it in.
You can hear the cheerleaders are up on the gazebo now, and their blue outfits with their what do you call those things? They
pom-poms.
Shakers. I guess they're pom-poms, but they're really not. Well, we'll call them pom-poms. They got pom-poms, and so
got the Let's Go Patriots cheer going, crowd clapping and everything.
The crowd's starting to fill up here a little bit now.
A little bit.
So that should be. We've been photographed a lot today.
We have.
What's the order for no shoot?
Actually, Councilman John McLeod walked up, and that's who they were. That's who they were photographing. I think that's what it was.
Well, he's a photogenic guy. Come over and grab the headset, John McLeod, for a second, and I'll talk about this.
I promise you, they weren't photographing you and I.
No, thanks, so.
No.
Okay, I figured. I was just going to fool myself for a minute there. John McLeod joins us now, City Councilman. It's a pretty good day for the city, the county, isn't it?
It's a beautiful day. It's very exciting to have a national champion here in the city of Ocala.
It is. And I wish there could have been 1,000 people here today, but it's a small but hearty group. And Commissioner Carl Zalika was on with us earlier. The mayor's here. You're here representing. So I just think it's important to recognize an achievement so monumental. And I look upon this as one of the most significant things that's happened in our city ever in sports, to win a national championship at your college, a time when the college is beginning to blossom some of the 4-year programs they got going out there. Dr. Henningson's got a program which I think has been very visionary, and I think it's a terrific kind of a crowning achievement to win a national championship, and they need to be saluted for this.
Oh, absolutely. This is it's really, people don't understand just how big a deal this is to win a national championship on any level. And they had to go through a lot, and I don't believe, and you can help me, I don't know if they ever got out of the state level in the past.
No, they have not. I think I don't think. Did they win the tournament once before the state level? I think they did. Did they win year?
They've been state. They were state
couple of times
before,
right.
But this was only the third Florida team to win a national championship in the 66-year history.
Right. So
and I knew it was quite rare. That's why I brought that up. And
there's the trophy.
There's the team and Coach Ryan holding the trophy up for the championship, and the team showing up here now. And a lot of tall guys, huh?
Yeah, a lot of tall guys.
Yeah.
Where's Billy Donovan when you need him?
Exactly. Well, I'm sure he's I know we've got a couple of kids going to go on and play D1 basketball, and Eugene McCoy being one of them. So, and one of the things I'd like to see a closer affiliation with the city of Ocala and CF. I know they've had good support at the college level, as you hear Mayor Gwen in the background. So, I hope in the future we can embrace the program, support the program, and get the attention it deserves, because I think the college has done a terrific job academically and sports-wise. So I think it's a good thing to salute them.
Absolutely. I agree with you, buddy, and I think that's something we all need to work on and bring the city together even more so, and let's help these young men any way we can, and women.
All right, John McLeod, appreciate that. Your constituency, have a sunshine on here. You and Jay Musty can't talk, so because Councilman Musty is also here. So good to see that the city council is also so represented. Thank you, John McLeod. All right, we'll do this. We'll kind of regroup here. We got the parade. I mean,
they were pointing out that John McLeod was one of the VIPs, and they said, "Oh, look at him, he's on the radio."
There you go. All right, we'll take a break here. We'll enjoy some of the festivities. Come back and tell you what's happening here. Again, we apologize to you folks who are waiting for the Woody Page interview. That technically you got some issues with the phone there. Working on that. We'll see if we can get it.
JJ obviously didn't get the right Progresso soup cans today.
No, the soup cans. The wind was blowing the wrong way.
That's what it was. That's what happened.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll return here to Downtown Square for the CF celebration for the national championship right here on Buddy Sports Page,
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source. Recently, I had a great conversation with General Manager Pat Murray on the special events at Country Club of Ocala.
We have a lot of events, special events here that are geared towards the family. Easter comes to mind. We have an Easter bunny who hops around on the driving range. We usually hide somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 eggs and turn them loose and let them go harvest the eggs. We have a great family celebration here on the 4th of July where it's a traditional cookout, if you will. And as the sun goes down, the driving range becomes alive with probably one of the better fireworks displays in the area. Breakfast with Santa is a big deal.
Country Club of Ocala, where the Easter Bunny, Santa, and all the children, large and small, are a big deal on every special occasion. For more information, call 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of the Monday Gator Report right here on The Source. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
Phoenix Promotional Solutions, your company supplier of banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Where you give them approved artwork by noon, the next day by 4 p.m., you pick up your banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404. That's 368-2404. Don't forget, they do vehicle wraps also. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404.
Treat yourself to a concert of unknown compositions by 19th century Austrian composer Anton Bruckner, conducted by world-renowned maestro Riccardo Luna. This rare opportunity is coming to Ocala Saturday and Sunday, April 20th and 21st. It's the Unknown Bruckner for 2 days only. Blessed Trinity Catholic Church on the 20th and First Presbyterian Church on the 21st. Tickets are only $25. Go online to galaofocala.com or call 304-5520.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
If you need to come up with solutions or creative ideas, give yourself 90 minutes to nap, a full 90 minutes. Get on LinkedIn. 89% of companies have now used this to find new hires. The number of people who suffer from anxiety disorder has jumped 1,200% recently, and it can even occur in children.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hi, this is Joe, and I'm your host for the new show, Damage Control, every Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m., brought to you by Damage Control Services. We're going to be discussing floods, fires, storm and tree damage, sinkholes, mold, and many other disasters that you need to know about, how to prevent and prepare for them, as well as what to do when it happens and what to expect after it happens. This is Damage Control, Tuesdays at 10:30, right here on The Source.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA The Source.
We're back live from the square in downtown Ocala as the festivities, the celebration for the CF men's basketball team winning of the National Junior College Basketball Athletic Association Championship is taking place. They beat Northwest Florida State March 23rd in Hutchinson, Kansas, to become the first basketball team from the state of Florida to earn a title since Oskaloosa Walton did it in 1995. Central Florida is only the third team in the history of Florida to win a national basketball championship at the junior college level in the 66 years of the history of the tournament. Tim Ryan and his staff really to be commended. Let me give you some of the accolades this year. Eugene McCrory was the national tournament most valuable player. Racine Suarez was on the all-tournament team for the national tournament. National Coach of the Year, Tim Ryan, head coach of CF. It was there in Florida College System Activities Association. They were the District 8 champions. 8 straight appearance at the tournament, the longest streak of any team in the state. Tournament most valuable player there was also Eugene McCrory. Tim Ryan was also the District 8 Coach of the Year. They were the Mid-Florida Conference champions, third straight year as the conference champion. Mid-State Coach of the Year, of course, Tim Ryan. And then they won the state championship with Tim Ryan being the state Coach of the Year. A lot of accolades for you. Central Florida College of Central Florida. JJ, that's your alma mater. But this isn't the only thing going on in the sports world. While the competition goes, while the celebration goes on, can you give us some of the headlines today in the sports world, JJ?
Yeah, we can do that. Boston Red Sox today put John Lackey on the 15-day disabled list. He got injured in the season debut for them. He got to wait 2 weeks to come out. Cody Zeller will be entering the NBA draft, Tom.
Mistake.
Yes.
Mistake.
I think he's got a lot of learning left to do in college basketball. He may not get drafted, even though he entered the draft. He may not get drafted. That's a possibility. There is only 2 rounds in the NBA. New England Patriots signed another free agent wide receiver, Emmanuel Sanders, who played for Pittsburgh, to help replace Wes Welker. They also got Danny Amendola about a month ago. Jadeveon Clowney expected to miss Saturday's spring game and maybe all of spring practice. He says he has neck, back pain, and a slight concussion problem.
You know, and I think that's going to start being the norm, not the unusual. I think your star players and your big-time players are going to start coming up with injuries, and I think the coaching staff may help them with these injuries so that they don't play in spring games, because as you've seen the University of Florida decimated this year, coaches don't want to lose their star players, because one or two players in the college game can make the difference between 10-2, 11-1, or 8-5, and 8-5, as you know, JJ, makes you unemployed in college football.
Yeah, and Jadeveon Clowney's not just a regular player either.
No.
He is a superstar. He's actually has a chance to win the Heisman Trophy next year. He is a defensive player, and it's probably not going to happen, but he's going to be one of the candidates going into the season.
He would be the number 1 pick coming out this year.
Oh, yeah.
But he can't because of the rules of the NCAA. You must be in school at least 3 years. So he's as long as barring injury, he'll be the number 1 overall pick next year.
Correct. Even with injury, you never know. Like somebody like Nerlens Noel, you know, he could still easily be the number 1 overall pick.
Did you get the Richard Sherman story?
No.
Seattle Seahawks quarterback Richard Sherman. He claims that half the league is on Adderall. That at least half the league takes Adderall against NFL rules. At Richard Sherman, Seattle Seahawks defensive cornerback. Buddy Barton joins us again after taking in some of the pageantry. Richard Sherman has declared he believes half the NFL is taking Adderall, buddy.
Yeah, I've seen some of those figures before, and obviously it's an issue that has to be dealt with, and who knows how bad things are there. It's not even a subject I know how to get my arms around right now. So until I can see some evidence of it, it's just a lot of talk. Obviously, there's a lot of drugging going on in professional sports. Nothing anymore shocks me. So I won't be surprised if, you know, what they do in the league. And right now, it's why I'm enjoying this day and the program of a junior college program is Tim Ryan up there talking about the guy, the former coach of the Patriots, Gene Smithson, who he says is the greatest college basketball coach I've ever been associated with.
Wow.
You introduced him just a moment ago. And
think about, we were going over some of the accolades Tim Ryan had this year. District 8 Coach of the Year, Mid-Florida Conference Coach of the Year, State Coach of the Year, National Coach of the Year. I mean, that's a pretty good resume he built on this dream season, isn't it?
Yeah.
So a lot of festivities going here in downtown. The crowd keeps firing in, buddy. It's a late arriving crowd, but still a great crowd as Coach Ryan still speaking, still giving thanks to his players, just recognized his individual players. Ocala's really, really should be proud of this national championship that was brought to him by the men's basketball program at the College of Central Florida.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is the day for that. So he recognized his staff, his trainers. Right now, it's a moment to enjoy a little bit of the glory. I wish we were able to bring that to you and that you hear what's going on, because this will go on for a while. Meanwhile, there are other sports going on, Tom, in the world, as you pointed out.
JJ's already brought us up to date on the headlines, buddy. Him and I discussed about Cody Zeller, that we think that's a mistake. Not only do we think it's a big mistake, but that Cody Zeller may not get drafted, being there's only 2 rounds in the NBA draft.
Yeah, and you know, it's unfortunately it's one of those things we'll talk kind of quiet, because we do have a ceremony going on over there. We don't want to disrupt that, but you see a lot of people who are getting some not good advice about at this level right now in the NBA draft. And of course, if you're going to be a second-round draft, that's you got to be it takes a lot to make a club anymore if you don't have guaranteed money and you don't have a situation where you can go have a chance to succeed. So. Meanwhile, have you seen more information on the practice rounds than today in the Masters? I want to get back to the Masters, which is certainly a big favorite event of mine. And I know that the tee times are probably out, Tom. We might be able to conjure up some of those things.
Pull those
take a look at those and see what it's tomorrow morning at tee off. I don't know what time the TV coverage starts.
3 o'clock tomorrow on ESPN.
But isn't there something early too?
Nope, 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, that's the first one. Okay, well, I'm sure they have live reports though from the Golf Channel.
Right.
So they'll give you updates, and although you can't see the action, there's also some social. There's also some cable, some computer stuff going on where you can actually watch some of the stuff live from Amen Corner. I don't have that information today. If you want to go online and see it, you might just try Masters.org and look and see, because there should be opportunities there to see some Masters stuff there.
Yeah, they do that. I'm going to pull up the tee times here right now.
All right. Let's go ahead and take a break and go back to the studio, get our business in, and by the time we get through, we'll might be able to tell you what happened here at the rest of the program here to celebrate CS National Championship. As you hear in the background, some of the players, the mayor, the coach talking about this today, which is dedicated. He's presenting the keys to the city now.
And they just presented the mayor with the game ball.
There you go.
They just presented the city of Ocala with the game ball for the national championship.
Nice. Sure, and some of that glory. We'll take a break on Buddy Sports Radio. Turn out this timeout.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Commercial Bank approval. Vehicle purchase price of fixed rate allowance.
So, whoosh! That's the sound of my broom working overtime, because this month I'm sweeping the streets of Ocala to rid the city of old clunkers so you can drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. Right now, I'll give you a lot more over your appraised value for your old car. Even if you're still making payments, even the worst clunkers qualify, and nice cars too. So trade up to a clean car today.
Plus, my sweeping is keeping the bankers from sleeping, because my For the People credit approval process gives my banks and lenders more opportunity to help good people like you.
So wave goodbye to that old car you're stuck in and say hello to a bright and shiny, nicer, newer car today. Get a lot more over appraised value for your old car.
Even if you're still making payments, trade up to clean up today.
Hurry, once I get rid of 57 cars, this auto makeover is over. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me at Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See your Prestige!
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Dr. Scott Britz Cunningham, a staff radiologist at the Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, coming out to speak to us about his book, Code White.
John C. Machito is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's fastest talker.
And then from NBC Sports, Babe Winkleman will be with us. He was inducted into the Sports Legends Hall of Fame. He's going to talk about his career and outdoor sports.
Open for debate, where both sides of one topic will be debated.
And then Hank Whittier will be on the air with us, bringing us veterans news as he does every Thursday.
Betty Jean O'Neill, practitioner of Christian Science Healing, prayer that heals, protects, and restores.
And then the guys from Climate Control Mechanical Services will be on the air answering our questions about the air that we breathe.
Simon Mayo is one of Britain's best-loved and well-known radio presenters. He'll be on the air speaking about his new book, Itch.
All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
It's Paris in the swinging 60s, and Bernard is living the high life. He's got a great career, a beautiful apartment, and 3 fiancées, each one a beautiful airline hostess. Bernard manages to keep the 3 from finding out about each other as they fly in and out of Paris until Boeing introduces a new, faster aircraft, and all the schedules are changing. It's Boeing, a hilarious comedy live on stage at Ocala Civic Theater through April 14th. Tickets are available at 352-236-2274 or online at ocalicivictheater.com. No wonder they call Paris the city of love.
WOCA, WOCA, News Talk 1370, where News Talk is our business, and business is good.
Shift to Henry said the books for heaven's sake. No one's looking out a chance to make a break. Bugsy turned to Shifty and he said, Nix. I want to stick around, I want to get my kick.
We're back on the Voice of Ocala's Buddy Sports page, live from downtown.
Off broadcasting.
I know we are doing the broadcast. There are festivities going on downtown here, celebrating the CF men's basketball program's national championship at the junior college level. They just announced that Coach Tim Ryan was the National Coach of the Year, awarded that on Sunday, and the mayor just proclaimed April 10th, 2013 as College of Central Florida Men's Basketball Day here in the city of Ocala. So really great for the program for Central Florida. Today, CF Men's Basketball Day in the city of Ocala, buddy.
And once again, he reiterated earlier, Coach Ryan, I had a chance to hear part of his speech. Now, President Jim Hennessy is up there. That he said of all the 500 schools in the country, he says, it's great to stand up here and say we're number one in the country. And he says, and of course, he said also he thinks it's the best venue in the country. So once again, Tim Ryan's not a guy that just reaping the glory for himself. He wants to reflect on his school, his administration, and his city. And this is a way of the city of giving back something to show their appreciation.
And if you've ever been to Central Florida basketball, buddy, which I know you have, and I've been there, when he talks about it's the best venue in the country for junior college basketball, it really is an outstanding venue that they're afforded there at the College of Central Florida out there on Highway 200 on the campus.
I want to say a word about Mayor Gwen. He represents us quite well.
He's very good in that position.
He's responsible for a lot of this. He made this happen. And he represents. I know part of it's his job, but Kent Gwen goes over and above his job on things like this because he appreciates what happened and he appreciates the moment. So, speaking of appreciation, we've got a great week of television. I mean, if ever an event was made for TV, this was it. The Masters. The late Frank Chirkinian is responsible for that. He designed the golf coverage, and nothing fit television like the Masters and the way he did it. And to this day, it stands as one of the great events we have in sports. And so, Tom, what do the tee times look like for tomorrow? We've got our picks out there already. Let's talk about about the Masters.
Tomorrow, you got defending champion Bubba Watson. He's paired with Ian Poulter, amateur Stephen Fox, who is a U.S. amateur. They're going off at 10:30 tomorrow morning, 10:34 tomorrow morning. Tiger Woods, Luke Donald, and Scott Piercy. They'll be teeing off at 10:45 tomorrow morning. Tom Watson, a crowd favorite, will be with Ryan Moore and Kevin Streelman, going off at 8:44. You got former champion Jose Maria Olazabal going off at 9:28. We're trying to find where Phil Mickelson is for those people. Freddie Couples with Dustin Johnson going off at 1:08. Phil Mickelson with Louis Oosthuizen and Martin Keimer at 1:30. Roy McIlroy and your guy, Keegan Bradley. He'll be teeing off at 1:41. The last group to go off will be Jason Duffner, Matt Kuchar, and Bill Haas, buddy, at 1:52. And for those wondering, David Toms, Richard Stern, and our own Ted Potter Jr. teeing off at 8:33 a.m. tomorrow morning in Augusta. What a great day that'll be for Ted Potter Jr. because, I promise you, every professional golfer's dream when they were young, teeing the ball up for the first time, was to play in the Masters.
Well, he tees up from the right side to win. 5 of the last 10, the correct side, I should say. 5 of the last 10 have been left-handers, including the 3 of Phil Mickelson. So, it'll be interesting how Teddy views that. And Augusta, contrary to what people think, Augusta is a
a tournament, the golf course, they can give up some low scores, especially if the greens are soft, as they are right now. There's no wind, and the greens tend to get a little baked out by the weekend. But you can get some numbers around there on Thursday and Friday if you can, get your ball rolling.
Well, it used to be told, Seth, that the Masters was all about who could putt the best. But now you actually have to make some shots at Augusta. Tiger, when they tiger-proofed the course, Ron Syrek said this, when they tiger-proofed the course 10 years ago, it was because Tiger would boom the drive out there and then hit a wedge into the green, and then his flat stick was so great. But now that they've lengthened the course, you really got to make some shots. And let's not forget, when we're talking about making shots, that shot Bubba Watson made out of the pine trees last year at Pine Straw, maybe one of the better shots ever at Augusta. Without question. I watched some of the early stuff today. Saw the chairman was on earlier today. Billy Payne, talking about he declined to make a statement about equipment, about the belly putters. Said we're not a governing body, we're a golf club, so we'll pass on that. He talked about widening the venue for golf. He pointed out that in the Far East is where there's the biggest growth in terms of golf, and how they expect it to explode there. And of course, the Masters is a global event. Well, they have the Asian Amateur Champion playing right here. I think 14 years old.
14 years old.
What do you think the butterflies will be as he stands on number one looking up that hill?
Well, he won't be by himself. He won't be by himself in that regard, because a bunch of people have had those butterflies before.
It might be better that he's 14 because he doesn't know any better.
Could be. That may be a very good point. Yeah, and it could be that he's never seen Tiger at his best, because when Tiger was at his best, he was only about 7 years old. So,
well, buddy, and you know as well as I do, it's very intimidating. It's very intimidating how they stand there on number one the first time you're ever there, and you look up as it goes straight uphill. People don't think it's as far uphill as it is, and it goes straight uphill. Very intimidating shot first time you ever play at the Masters.
Everybody's picking Tiger, and we'll talk a little softer about President Henning. JJ, if you will grab hold of that cut we had from Ron Syrek, if you got it handy anywhere there, let me know. And he talks about why Tiger might not be the one to win the Masters. And let me know.
It's Tiger win, JJ.
All right, let's hear what Ron Syrek had to say about that earlier this week when we spoke to him.
On what he did last year on the weekend in at least 3 of the 4 majors, there's not a lot of reason to think he's that same guy at closing out. I mean, he used to be the greatest, most reliable closers, this side of Mariano Rivera out there. Mm-hmm. And it really hasn't been the case since Y.E. Yang took him down in the 2009 PGA. He was right there going to the weekend at the U.S. Open, couldn't get it done last year. He was right there going to the weekend at the British Open, couldn't get it done last year. He was right there going to the weekend at the PGA Championship, couldn't get it done. So he's got a lot to prove to us. And what people tend to forget now is not only has it been 5 years since Tiger's won a major championship, the 2008 U.S. Open at Torrey Pines, it's been 8 years since he's won at Augusta National. He won 4 of the first 9 times that he played here as a professional. And now he's 0 for 8 since 2005. And really, if you look at it, since they Tiger-proofed the golf course, since they stretched it out over 7,400 yards, he hasn't won here.
That was Ron Syrek from Golf Digest talking about Tiger. Does he have the juice to get it done? If it comes down to it, there's that little bit of doubt in his background. Certainly he has the ability. Certainly he's a great player, and certainly there's a lot of golf left. The question is, can he get, and he hits the heat of Sunday, if he's in the hunt, can he finish the job? It's not the same as playing Bay Hill when you're playing at Augusta. So that'll be an interesting thing to watch this weekend. We're out here we're downtown on the square. The team is just lining up for team pictures now. President Henningsen and Coach Ryan and Mayor Gwynn, they're all up there taking photographs now. They've had the presentation today what were they awarding the players? Were those watches or something?
I don't know what they were giving them.
I couldn't see from here. And of course, the keys to the city given today by Mayor Gwynn. So it's a happy occasion. Congratulations once again to the CF Patriots who won the national championship game, and to Coach Tim Ryan, who was, in addition to being Coach of the Year in the state, also the National Junior College Athletic Association Tournament Coach of the Year, and it announced Sunday that he was a National Coach of the Year, period. So what a year. Dream season.
Are you ready for this real quick? there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people that tied for the win at the par 3 contest today, all shooting 4 under. Phil Mickelson, Ernie Els, Nick Watney, Matt Kuchar, and are you ready for this name, buddy? Yeah. Phil Mickelson, Ernie Els, Nick Watney, and Matt Kuchar, and Teddy Potter Jr.
How about that? Well, there goes his chance to win the tournament.
Yeah, he can't win the tournament.
It actually has happened one time, I do believe. I think that jinx is broken. I have to go back and check it. But somebody hasn't won the par 3 and won the event. We'll double check on that. But usually speaking, Teddy Potter. So he's got one Masters title at least.
Teddy Potter just won the par 3 tournament.
Chief is showing up real quick. We got 60 seconds. You were here for the Chief Graham. We'll see you on Friday at the Gateway Bank for the Ask the Cops. You were here for the thing today. Give us your thoughts about the celebration.
How great is this? Somebody told me, I don't know if you can help me with this. This is the first national title for any team in Florida.
No, it's the third Florida. 66 years, first since 1995.
Wow. I tell you, it's great for Ocala. Certainly great for